Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Here I go. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It's too hot. And I'm over here in the AC with the terry cloth hotel robe. That's how we give it tonight, man. Like it or not. You know what I'm saying? Sherry on deck. What's good, world? We back at it like an addict, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been shaking the trees, man, stirring shit up, man. You know what I mean? It's a whole lot of things going on, man. You know what I'm saying? We got different people got my name in their mouth more than they got their toothbrush. You know what I'm saying? We got suckers over here, you know, trying to sway the narrative like I'm chasing it because I don't like people talking bad about me. We got people that oh, Jones is Mr. Jones and Jones and Jones and Jones. Okay, but we're not dwelling. If y'all haven't paid attention, go check out the last video that we put up. You know what I'm saying? And hold on, let me share this. And like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate everybody that's been interacting. Our new subscribers, salute. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you know you're a part of the family. You know what I'm saying? The Jonesians. You know what I'm saying? We really be having a pure, organic vibe and dialogue in here when we do be chopping. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing my best to be more consistent now again, because it's difficult for me. I'm not really an internet guy, even though I was literally discovered by a lot of people on the internet. You know what I'm saying? But this part right here, I'm a late bloomer with. So this is why we catching up now. A lot of y'all might have grew up watching my battles, but never even saw me on a live. You know what I'm saying? And some of y'all be saying stuff like that. Like, damn, I didn't even know you had an Instagram. I'm like, what? How could Serius Jones have an Instagram? I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying. I saw you back in this or that, you know what I mean? Whatever. So it's important, this aspect of building a brand nowadays. And some people don't understand when you G check, this is the G check right here. If you see somebody talking about your brand or shed negative light on your brand, and you have a platform, that's the point. Content is king. If somebody want to do some content on me, saying whatever, I definitely not only have the right to, but it makes sense for me to make money off my own name. People's pages is monetized. You know, thank God mine is monetized. We not gonna let my just be making money off my name, and I ain't making none of it. So people that don't understand, and they be like, why would you even address that sucker shit? And why would you even talk about that bum ass dude? Because it's money. So every time they talk about me in a whack way, what's up, new people? I see you. If you just came in here, double tap that screen if you know what I mean. Haha. Give me one of those, man. Double tap. All right? Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate y'all because y'all keep this going. When you like the videos, not just for me, not just for my ego, it's so that the video performs well. You know what I'm saying? That's the purpose of it. All right? The algorithm don't know. All they know is people liked it. Right? So double tap that screen. I see literally 10 times more people than likes. If you here and you looking at me right now, double tap that screen. Please and thank you. All right? And talk a little, what's up? Salute, Jersey shit. Yes, sir. Jersey hard body karate. You know how we rocking. You know what I'm saying? Today's topic is spawned from some of the comments and commentary that I see people say. Now, a lot of times, I get it that people are trying to troll. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see enough of y'all that liked it, man, which means some of y'all is haters. But I've accepted that at this point. There's a lot of haters in the world. Hold on one second. Don't touch that, Sherry. Hold on one second. You know what I'm saying? Because this room got the strongest AC. So we gonna stay in here today. You know, we've been staying in here. Roll up. You already did that, man. But I can't smoke on cam with y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I got what's up right there, but you know how that go. But yeah, man. If you don't like this, your mama is gonna die soon. No, how do I say that? Whatever. But anyway, okay. What is the difference between a pimp, a Mack, and a player? And how does that, how do I factor in any of this stuff, right? What's up, new people? I see you. And like I said, this is the way I look at it. Wipe your feet at the door. All right? You just came in our house. I appreciate you being here. You're welcome. But just wipe your feet at the door. That's all. Double tap. That's how you wipe your feet at the door. All right? So, and somebody type Wolfway at the bottom. Y'all know how we do it. And I'll pin the comments. If you haven't already, check out the Art of Word War. Check out G.I. Jones, TCOF, Meet the Wolf, all the different projects we got out right now. All right, boom. So what's the difference between a pimp, a Mack, and a player? And a trick. All right, let's put all of that. Because let's get it all the way straight. Let's get it all the way understood, right? Because we got a lot of people confused and, making different, Okay. What's good from Rochester, New York? Salute. And also, you know how we do it. Shout out your hood. Let me know what we got in here so we can see, what parts of the world we got in here. Because I definitely got different commentary from people in the other videos, from Africa, all over the world. So I like to see what kind of reach we got and who we talking to. You know what I'm saying? It helps me, keeps me inspired to know, man, I was talking to somebody from, some people from Switzerland, from this, from that, right? So let me know where y'all from, all right? He said, hey, remember that last live you ended, people didn't like the vid, you high as F, I feel you. No, I'm actually not high, brother. And I don't know what you're talking about, but okay, it's all good. We love it. All right. Toronto in the building. Salute to the 6, man. Salute to the 416. Well, so I'm gonna interact with y'all for like a little quick whatever, just for time frame, and let a couple more people get in here, and then we're gonna get in right down to business. King Wolf Jones, salute, brother. Appreciate you, man. Any battles coming? Yes, I have a battle August 6th. August 2nd. First Big T. All right, Mr. Chalak Abu. I'm battling him in August. And to be honest, I think this is my last year battle rapping, bro. All right. Honestly, this battle rap has hindered me in certain ways. Like, shout out to everybody that's been checking out my music, you know what I'm saying? So, y'all that see my films, shout out to all the ladies and the fellas that been hearing my Afrobeat, projects and stuff like that. Like, I'm really a world-minded person, you know what I'm saying? I want to go to Europe again. I did a tour of Europe in 2011. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been going around the world with my music. Battle rap makes people really think that you're like these other guys. That can't do nothing you could do. So you sitting there going back and forth with a guy that literally can't even do a third of what you're capable of. How is that helping your branding? Making a bunch of people think you're in the same bracket as everybody else when you're literally more special. By the grace of Allah, I'm not saying in a cocky way, you know what I'm saying? But these guys can't make beats like that. They can't sing hooks that have people dancing in Germany. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to those that can. Shout out to my artists in the battle rap world that make music that really can move the world. This ain't cap. Jones really make world music. So if I'm sitting here going back and forth with these battle rappers that, it kind of pulls my light down. It makes people not understand Jones is a superstar. That's why he got signed for a multi-million-dollar deal back in the day. That's why they be hating on him, because he's obviously exceptional and above the positions that I've been putting myself in for money. That's what it comes down to. And respectfully, I love the culture. I love bars. I love spitting. You know what I'm saying? I love rocking a crowd. But I don't love battling another man more than I like rocking a crowd. I don't need the guy there. I don't need the guy there. I don't need another rapper across from me for me to say something to move a whole crowd. I can do that without battling. So battling has actually hurt me, because it makes people not understand that, no, this nigga got a whole nother life. This nigga's life is a movie. This nigga's living like this, not rapping like it. And a lot of y'all really think y'all know me because of rap, when rap might be 5% of my life, if that. Think about it. Even if I have 50 battles, I'm 40 something years old, bro. So that means what? If you average it out, let's say, okay, when I was 20, let's say that average is to say 2 battles a year over the span of 20 something years. So 2 times a year I battle rap on the average. In the whole, if you talk about my whole life, like, so from like, what is that? What percent is that of somebody's life? But if you don't know enough, if I'm not doing this, if I'm not interacting with y'all, if I'm not turning the camera on, if I'm not showing y'all nothing about my life, why would you have a reason to know? Why would you know anything about Serius Jones? Besides what you heard or what you seen or whatever. So this is why it's been easy for them to start these motherfucking little narratives with me, and people jack it and run with it. Oh yeah, Jones is like a fake pimp. Yeah, man, he be trying to act like he's this. He be trying to act like Jones be trying to act like, bro. Jones has a whole life he's been living that you know nothing about, that he did his best to keep you out of. That was the whole point. I didn't want y'all to know my business. So when clips came out saying he's a barber, that's why everybody was like, oh, word, that's what he does. Oh, they didn't know me. They didn't know what I did. Niggas ain't know where I was for the last 8 years before that battle. They had no idea. So when Clip said he's a barber, that's what he's doing, it was like the whole battle rap community was like, oh. So these little moments and stuff that y'all think are defining to my life are literally the most minuscule parts of my life. Do you think somebody that's literally just beat life in jail, been stabbed 5 times, been in shootouts, you think he's thinking about a sucker punch from almost 15 years ago? Really? If you think that way, then you're literally just, I hate to say it, but you're just not intelligent. Because if you're paying any attention, you would look at this man, look at what he's surviving, look at what his dialogue is, look at the type of people around him. Look in his comments and you could just see people that was locked up with him, people that know him from the game for 15 years. Hey, P, yo, da-da-da-da, remember in Vegas, this, that. Like, bro, it's not rocket science. It's just people don't really pay attention when they don't know they should. So if you don't give them a reason to, why would somebody even look all this up? I know Jones. Jones is the battle rapper with the cool, with that be doing this move and freestyling and stuff. Yeah, that's who he is. Murder Mook and Jen. I know Jones. That's what y'all think. Some of y'all think y'all know me because of that. That literally was not even, he said, like 0.03%. Like, this shit is like Twilight Zone shit to me sometimes, y'all. Because respectfully, I've been rapping now since 1998. Damn. Is that almost 30 years? That's almost 30 years, bro. 30 is crazy. Oh, nah, I'm not tight, Mack. I'm not tight, brother. Salute, Jones. Just pulled up. Salute. Salute for being here. GOAT. I appreciate that, Nectar. Jones, you be giving these fans, bloggers, too much explanation and attention. You shouldn't care what people think, to be honest. Yo, bro, look. You are the reason why. You just was in the comments. I just went back and forth with you in the comments, bro. You're still saying this. Again, if you didn't listen to anything I just said I've been here 30 years and you don't know me. So if I don't explain anything, if I don't show anything about my life, if I don't give you any game, how will you know? You're saying that because you think you know me. You think that I'm Serius Jones, the battle rapper. You don't know me, okay? Like, damn, what don't you get about this? If I don't explain anything about my life, I don't show you anything about my perspective, if I don't interact with the public, they will not know. And again, they will run with the narratives that other people create, such as, like I just referenced. But I realize some people are just, game is wasted on them. Intelligence is wasted on them, so don't even try to explain it to them. I'm talking to my people. You know what I'm saying? Sassy? That's what I'm saying. Some of y'all just be saying anything. Sassy? Serious? No. Serious has never been sassy. But just for that, now you're blocked. Okay? That's another rule here. You're allowed to troll, you're allowed to hate, but you gotta at least be funny about it. You gotta at least be relevant or real or something. What's sassy about a real nigga just telling you about his life? Is it sassy that I'm wearing a robe? Or is black men, a man's not supposed to wear a robe? What's sassy about me? I'm a big old nigga with a beard, a deep voice, talking some real shit. What the fuck is possibly sassy? Like, y'all niggas be saying anything. But anyway, the sad part is, this occupation reminds me of how much hate there is in the world, man. And I was just saying on Twitter, bro, like, don't be surprised if you see me on a boat. If you go on a cruise with your family, don't be surprised if you look up and see the DJ when that shit is sounding like boom, 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 and look up and it's me with a fishnet Jamaican tank top on, a big old spliff in my mouth, and some shades sitting there like this with some big titty Germans next to me, and I'm just up there like this. Yo, make some noise, Ibiza! Yeah, I'm on that, bro. I didn't start rapping to deal with negativity and hatred all the time, bro. And it's sad, like, it's sad how much hate is in the world, bro. Like, what type of person are you that you log into a computer, look at another person just to show hate? Like, that's hard. That hurts my heart, bro, for real. So, like, y'all trolls that think you can affect me, you can never affect me, bro. It doesn't matter. But the point is, all you do is you make somebody, like, you know, just not want to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's what battle rap is making me feel like. It's making me think, yo, what are you doing? I've literally wasted greatness on undeserving people that don't appreciate God's gift. I'm gifted by God. I give this back to God. I'm grateful. Alhamdulillah. I didn't have this much talent just because of me. Y'all don't know nobody else that can make the type of beats and the music I'm making from an iPhone. Every beat you heard on my last albums I made on the iPhone, bro. Literally. It's fire. And you know it's fire. Go to the comments. Don't take my opinion for it. Go look at it. So if somebody could be that fire for how many years? 30? 30 years? And you still got human beings that could even muster up hatred for that type of person. Somebody that put 30 years of work in and values what he gives you. I never thought, man, fuck them niggas, man. I'll just rap some bullshit to them. I never thought that. But people do that to you all the time. And you be fans of them. The niggas that's choking and saying fuck y'all and just getting their money. Those the niggas you fans of? The real nigga that's been out here living the real life, that's been not glorifying nothing, that's been keeping it real with the culture, that's been showing up, doing his best and putting his best foot forward for the love of the game. That's the type of nigga y'all sucker niggas hate on. Because he reminds you just how much of a real nigga you're not. That's what it is. But whatever. It's cool. He said, you one of the best to ever do it. I appreciate that, brother. But I'm only addressing this for the trolls, and now we're going to get to, you know what I'm saying? Because I see it's just a lot of hatred in the world. It's like, wow, y'all niggas really got hatred for me? Like, it's different if you trolling a nigga, you just saying this, you know, trying to get a rise out of me. Like, Joe, I get it. I'm the battle rapper. I'm the slick talking nigga that, you know, oh, you think you know it all. Well, let me make him uncomfortable. I understand that part. But it's like, bro, some of y'all really don't want me to win. What type of nigga is you that you don't want a nigga that been through it all to win? A nigga that put the pain in, a nigga that literally sacrificed, never lied, never cheated, never did no sucker shit, literally kept it solid the whole way. That's the nigga you hate on? It says a lot about you. It ain't gonna affect me. I know I'm real. I know I'm solid. My game know I'm solid. The women in my life that I'm blessed to have, that's down for my crown, they know I'm solid. My hood know I'm solid, my block. If you go to my page, everybody knows. So what do I care that the battle rap community has a bunch of faggot ass haters in it? Excuse my language. I was talking about the pile of sticks when I said that. But anyway, rage baiting, is that what it's called? People trying to bait you to be in a rage? Is that what it is? Okay. He said, I'm here for the gyms, want to learn. Okay, let me focus this, all right? So I'm saying all this to say I'm halfway venting to y'all, but I'm really just giving y'all back what I've been getting in the last couple of days, right? This is the type of energy that some people be having. A lot of people, most of the people is jacking it and laughing and vibing with me, right? But there's still a population of the battle rap community. Not these other people, just the battle rap community. It's still a population, a small population. It's getting smaller and smaller, right? The Jones haters is getting smaller and smaller. But ironically, they're running out of stuff. So they're just trying anything, right? Now you see people just come out the blue in the comments, you fake this or that or this, right? Like they just trying anything. That shit is crazy. Like the more I'm going up, the more money I'm making and things are going good, the more you see it motherfuckers just trying anything. It's just, yeah. And you be like, what? Oh, ducking that. Oh, ducking that. Okay, ducking that. But now instead of that, I'm catching it, right? And throwing it right back at you. What? What? Now what? Now what? Right? So don't act like I'm violent for throwing it back in y'all face. The nonsense that some of y'all trolls try to give me, I'm throwing it right back at you sucker ass niggas. You could never motherfucking dip my clothes, nigga. I'm the GOAT, nigga. What the fuck you talk about? You couldn't even walk a block in my shoes. None of you niggas. Respectfully. So, I'm sorry. It's never gonna work. You trying to make Jones feel like, look, oh, no, nigga, I'm him. It's just unfortunate that you have hate in your heart because of that. So, let's go into the segue of Mack, Pimp, Player. I've seen a lot of people say things like, you know, somebody's trying to be tough or crashing out, or these phrases that they use. I'm gonna give y'all a little background on me if y'all don't know anything about my life. I was raised by two Muslim parents in Englewood, New Jersey in the 80s and 90s when one crack epidemic, everybody on my block was a fiend. All of my neighbors was fiends. Rest in peace to Buster, Marvin, Debbie, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's up with Terry, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's dead. Everybody that grew up on my block is gone, right? So, I got to see early the impact of what drugs did, right? My mom, rest in peace, my Uncle Billy, he passed away from a drug overdose when he was 17. He tried drugs one time and died. And if you could look it up, he was actually like All-American. He was one of the first that they were talking about might go to the NBA out of high school. And this is my mother's brother, right? So tragedy has struck close to my family, you know, before I was even here. You know what I'm saying? And my family was kind of a viral name in my hood before I was here. You feel me? My uncles was both them niggas. My Uncle Junie, they call him Sweet Moving. He was another nigga that had the, what's up, new people? I see y'all. It's double the people, man. Literally, exactly double. Hit that like, man. Double tap that screen for me, please. All right? If you here looking at me, double tap that, man. That's all I ask. All right? And let me share this one time. This is about to get good. This is about to get good, because I'm going to really give y'all some real, because this is what I'm missing, bro. This is what we're missing. Me really giving y'all the life, the gems, what my experience has been. You know what I'm saying? Not my feelings about it. Not my ego, just my journey in life. The game that I learned from my experience, right? All right, boom. So, and I see y'all comments, but just let me chop. I'm gonna get back to all y'all comments. Y'all can keep commenting. I'm watching, but I'm just chopping. All right. So boom. I saw the drugs. I saw what it was doing. I saw people making money, right? But my mom, when I was young, I started hustling because I told this story and I tell this story a million times. When I was about 11, 12 years old, my dad dropped me off on a corner with a cooler full of waters and said, I'll be back. And I was like, what? And he's like, I'll be back. I said, what do you want me to do? He said, sell them. I said, how? He said, just like this. Ice cold water, $1, $1. And said, you can't sell water in the summer in New York. You can't sell nothing nowhere. Got in the van and left. So I'm sitting there like, yo, I'm scared, kind of, right? Because you just left me alone in New York City. I'm 11. You know what I'm saying? On the corner, like, I don't know what the fuck to, you know what I'm saying? Eventually, somebody walks up. You know, hey, you selling these? Yeah. Let me get 2. A lady walks past with some kids, with like 3 boys. You selling water? 5. The next thing I know, in the first 15 minutes, I got about $30, $40 in my hands. And I'm like, oh. So next thing I know, the pride goes away. Now the ego goes away. Next thing you know, hey, ice cold water, $1. $1, come get you ice cold water. I know it's hot out here. How you doing, young lady? Come on over here, man. I got something. The bug bit me. That hustle bug bit me. My pops knew it was in me, because that's who he is. That's where we come from, bro. Niggas know Big Lean. Y'all don't know my dad. Y'all don't know my uncles. Y'all don't know where I come from. Y'all don't know my brothers. I got 2 other brothers. That's both some game. Y'all don't know, right? So, okay, boom. So, I started, I made $100 that day. Sold the waters. He came back and he was like, you sold them? I'm like, yeah. I was so hyped. He was like, now keep the money. He said he was asking me for $100 to buy some Jordans or something, right? He said, now you can buy them. And he's like, see? So you can get whatever you want whenever you want it. Changed my whole mind. Changed my whole life. So from then on, I was hustle man. Anybody that knows me, that grew up with me, they could tell you about Serius Jones when he was Limo. Limo Jones. Young Lean. Lil Salim from the 4th Ward. Little Salim was about the bag. He always was. I'm talking about myself in 3rd person, but it's like I'm seeing young me. As I'm saying this shit, I could see the little skinny me that still was uncoordinated and hadn't got no ass yet, but was about that hustle. And I always had to fight. That was another part. We had to fight where I'm from. Fighting was how you literally made your friends. Literally. It wasn't even about getting jumped in or nothing like that, but if you couldn't fight, you couldn't be with us. What you mean? You can't come with us places where you can't even fight? We never even seen if you could fight. Like, this is this era. That wasn't in my era, bro. So when people say stuff like that, like about fighting and stuff, bro, we grew up fighting. You couldn't not fight? If you was from fucking Inglewood in the 90s, nigga? What the fuck? Everybody fought. If you couldn't fight, you wasn't outside. You have to stay in the house because you would just get beat up and get shit took from you. Bro, I've never, ever in my life, I've one time been robbed by an old crackhead as a grown man in broad daylight in a mall parking lot with a 45. That's the only time anybody ever took anything from me in my entire life. Even when I was a young nigga and they tried to take the basketball, that's a real thing. That thing that happened in Boys in the Hood, that happened to every nigga if you from the hood. And you take your ball to the park, and the OGs try to take your ball, and they say, no, come on, little man, we just gonna play a couple games. Now you gotta leave, you gotta go home, street lights is on, you know what I'm saying? You know you about to get an ass whooping if you ain't home. And they talking about, nah, come on, we just gonna play a couple more games. You gotta literally crash. You gotta crash out to get that ball back. Cause you only, You only 11, 10, 12, 13. And these niggas are 17 and 18 and 16. And they telling you, no, little nigga, we using this ball. The only way you getting that back is by crashing out. The only way you getting that back. You gotta literally wild out to the point where niggas go, oh, damn, yo, all right, little man. All right, yo, give little man his ball back. Just like in the movie. Just like in Men's Society. Boys in the Hood. You gotta make them give you your ball back. So what do you mean? What do you mean not fighting? What do you mean being pussy? You can't be that and be obliging, nigga. You can't be that and be my last name, nigga. What? Miss Blodgin will beat the shit out you coming home talking about you got something took from you. Talking about you let somebody get off on you and you ain't do nothing back. I wasn't raised that way. And inshallah, I'm not raising mine that way. Okay? So, he said, so you never got knocked? I don't know what knock means. What's up, new people? I see y'all. We almost double the people again. Double tap that screen if you know what I mean. Wipe the feet at the door because you know what's in store. We're going to keep it raw. Pause. But anyway, knocked out. The closest I got to knocked out was on stage with old boy. All right? Never been knocked out. Never even been, I don't want to lie. Have I been knocked down? I'm like, I don't think I've ever been in a head-up fight like this and got knocked, like bombed and knocked down. I don't even think I ever got knocked down, bro. I got beat up before. You know what I'm saying? Lumps and shit like that. Yeah, that happened before. But literally, I might have lost about 5 fights in my whole life. And no exaggeration, I had at least 50. At least. I had 5 in just in that year I was in California in jail. And you can read the paperwork. That's another thing about people they don't understand. Everything is public record. So when you got people out here talking about, yeah, I heard this happened to you in jail or this and this and that. Bro, don't you know that it's public record? When you have an incident in jail, they have what's called an incident report. They write it up. They say, inmate Bligin was attacked by such and such and such, and he or he defended himself, or he didn't. Like, they're gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, I'm sorry, brother. See, I ain't even look, see, you some ism. All right, let's segue, right? Because see, this is the thing. When you talk about this gangster shit and all this stuff, it actually throws off the ism. It actually throws off the play in this. But let me land the plane. I'm getting to y'all. I'm getting to where I chose to become a player, right? I'm getting to where I realize, wait a minute, you're not a regular guy. You're not like this, right? So my path led me to being trappy, right? Remember I told y'all, hustle man. Now I'm selling T-shirts and socks. I'm selling flags at the Puerto Rican Day Parade. I buy them for 25 cents at Canal Street, then go to 59th Street and Columbus Circle, where everyone has to take the train because the road shut down. So I know it's gonna be thousands of people walking through here. All right, take me and my little brothers and make $500, $600 in a couple hours, nigga. Shoveling snow, raking leaves, all of that. I'm doing whatever I can to get to $1. Especially when I was a young nigga. And then at 14, I had the biggest lick that I had, damn near still to this day. I made $25,000 in one day. I drew, Wallahi Dean. I didn't even know how much we made because my pops only gave me 8,000 of it, right? Because I guess he put up the money and we split it between whoever's. But that day, I came up with an idea for the Million Man March. I knew the Million Man March was gonna be 1 million niggas in Washington. I'm like, bro, if it's 1 million people, then we gotta be able to make some money out of that. I said, you know what? I'm drawing up a shirt. I drew up a shirt. It was a white shirt. It said the White House, but because it was on a white shirt, it was written in black ink, right? And I crossed out the white word and spray paint off top the Black House, right? And on back, it had a little rhyme, 1 million strong all day long, whatever. The date and like a little picture of looking like a bunch of niggas standing there. I found the place to print up the whatchamacallits. Now, being that my pops is hustle man, and he taught me how to hustle, I knew he wasn't gonna say no to an idea we could come up. So I got it all done and stepped to him and said, look, we should do this. And he was like, yeah. He got his man Nick from work, me, my 2 little brothers, we got a truck, we put up 1,000 shirts, we went to DC, we got a table, and we were sold out in a couple hours. We had $25,000 from my idea when I was 14 years old. So now I'm going back to school, and y'all sitting there listening to Tupac and smoking weed and want to feel tough about each other, and I'm thinking, how the fuck do I do that again? How can I do that again? That's what I've been trying to do my whole life since then. Make $25,000 in a day. That's what I'm about. So respectfully, once I started having relationships with girls, I realized if they not on my mission, they're kind of hurting it, right? Because at this time, I'm having guns, I'm having weed, I'm having little stashes, I'm having stuff that I don't want people to know about. I don't want this bitch knowing where I hide my money or my jewelry or this or that. I don't know her, I don't trust her. So I started to get to a point where I'm realizing, wait a minute, I can't just have random women around me because they're liabilities. And once I got to the point where I started traveling and seeing the world, that's when I started understanding what pimping means. Right? The pimping, the ism, the game. Right? Now I'm gonna lay it down flatter in Japanese ass for y'all, and y'all ain't never got nothing that's real or this raw, so make sure you buckle up in me in store. And matter of fact, hit that like button, you know what I'm saying, if you haven't already, because it's about to get heavy, all right? So boom. Once I started traveling, different states, Vegas, LA, Miami, the Bay, you know what I'm saying, even the Midwest, and you're meeting women that are hustlers like you. The same way you have this hustle in you where you can't help but think about a come up. That's the way your mind functions. Every day you're scheming, but not necessarily in an evil or devious way. You're just a builder. That's what you've been doing your whole life. So you're less attracted to having a relationship with a woman that is not financially beneficial because it's going to hinder your finances for you to be in a relationship that doesn't stimulate it. Does that make sense? So, okay. So the difference is the savior. What I saved? I ain't save a motherfucking thing but some money. Anyway, so once you meet these people that are like, so are you a P? At first I didn't understand this, right? I used to take offense to women thinking that I was a pimp and bringing me their money. I used to get like butthurt behind that and be like, what? I don't need your money, bitch. Like, I thought it was disrespectful. I thought it was like, what? I don't need your money, bitch. Like, what you mean? And they'd be like, no, I'm just saying, like, you know. Little did I know, they seen the hustle in me. They seen the way I think and process and build and chop this shit and pop this shit, and they seen that my vernacular was they seen my vernacular was spectacular, right? And I'll be flipping shit like a spatula. They seen that this is just me. It's not forced, it's not whatever. They realized that I had something in me that I didn't realize, right? Now let's get down to the breakdown, right? Player, Mack, Pimp. The player. That's the first thing you are, right? When you a young street guy at this stage that I'm telling you about, when I'm 17, 16, right? And now I'm driving around. Now I'm having some motion. Now I finally started having sex, right? Because I didn't even lose my virginity until I was like 16. Yeah, which is late as hell in my hood. What? I just told you I made $25,000 one day at 14. I had found a gun in the park across the street at 9. 9 years old, I had a gun, bro. This is stuff you could look up. So when people be saying stuff like they don't really understand my life or where I come from. So I realized at a young age, wait a minute, I want to be respected more than loved. I didn't like the way women was treating niggas. And I was seeing it. Because, again, at this time, I was little Limo. I was the handsome little dimple-having little whatever nigga. You know, I hadn't been fucking on none of the girls, so they felt comfortable having me around. And I was just like, you know, little bro with the bigger, older girls. They 16, 17 pulling up on my block, picking me up. My niggas is looking at me like, yo. I'm looking at them like. And they like, yo, how you be? I don't know. It's just something in me that women respond to, right? So at first, it's the player. You know, you playing. You getting what you can out of whatever situation. You looking at things from a player standpoint, right? But you're not a professional about it, right? So when I first started doing things or getting money with women, I'm gonna tell y'all a real story. There was a girl that, I won't say her name, but she was a I don't even want to say her nationality because it's hot. She is an Asian girl that was basically supplying BMF. And I met this person in Florida, in Miami. At the time, this other girl, which I'm an idiot, and wherever you are, I'm sorry, baby. And I hope you in a good place in life. I think her name is Siobhan. She was from Queens. And she had a big old booty, but she was just kind of like on the chubby side a little bit. But she did whatever. She would have did whatever. And she had money. Her dad, I guess she was rich. She drove a Lexus, this and this and that. And she just would ask me, what do you want? And I would tell her, nah, I'm cool. I would just have her do little dumb shit. I even did this dumb shit. This is what I mean. And this is not player, right? But niggas think this type of stuff is player. I didn't want to deal with her no more, right? But she was just so helpful and so in my corner. It was hard to, right? It was hard to not deal with it because she would just call me and say, hey, I got you something. And I'd be like, oh, word, that's what's up. What you got me? I'm going to show you in person. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. All right. She'd pull up, just give me some money. pull up and just give me a watch. For my birthday, she said, what do you want? I just said the most outlandish thing that I didn't think I can get. I'm like, I want a bust down chain. It probably wasn't called bust down back then. I was like, I want a chain with a diamond pendant. I want a watch, and I want some diamond earrings. She said, okay. Wallahi, on God. I said, okay, I'm gonna pick you up and we're going to get it. I said, what? In my mind, I'm like, nah, this gotta be a catch or something, right? We go to the Coliseum. Remember he said she got Coliseum jewelry, no Tito chips. We go to the Coliseum in Queens. We go in the store, and literally, she said, pick what you want. I picked the iciest shit that was in the store. I didn't even know this was the symbol of the damn God bodies. I didn't know that. I just saw that it was a star and crescent, and it had diamonds everywhere. So in my mind, I'm thinking it's a Muslim thing because I know the star and crescent is Islam. I didn't know this was the official symbol of the gods of the earth God bodies. So I'm walking around with this bust down chain and shit, and she got me the watch, and she got me this big old dumbass Cameron earring. Right? Got all of that cashed out. I don't even know how much it was because I ain't paid for it. But that chain right now would probably be worth about $20,000. Right now. Right? So she got me all this stuff and I'm bust down now. I come back and my brothers and shit are seeing me and they like, listen, don't get weird in the comments because you're going to get blocked, all right? So if somebody's trolling and doing nonsense trying to distract people, let me know so we can kick them out, all right? Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second. Don't go nowhere. Okay. All right, boom. And I gotta, we've been going 40 minutes. I gotta land the plane. It's just a lot to chop, man. It's so much shit, bro. It's so much shit, bro. But all right, boom. Long story short, where the fuck was I? See, that's what I mean. This is what I mean. All right, get 86 out of here. All right, 86, you getting 86. Should I block him or just put him in timeout? I'm gonna put you in timeout for a half an hour, which means you done for the day. And if he acts weird again, y'all let me know. We get him up out of here, all right? But all right, boom. So Shorty winds up. I run down on her in Miami. I got this big old icy chain, right? My little brother comes up to me. Sorry, bro. He don't like when I, tell real stories that involve him. But so what, nigga? It's the truth. And I ain't gonna be lying about my life just cause you, whatever. Anyway, and he don't know which one I'm talking about. But he comes up to me and he's like, bro, I remember I had showed him that 38. I had showed him the 38 and I showed him the chain and I had this car and he was like, bro, why don't you just be a pimp? I'm like, what? I wound up cursing him out. We got the whole thing behind that. Cause I'm like, nigga, we ain't no pimps, nigga. We hustlers, we kings, we don't need no bitch. What type of shit is that? We talking about you be a pimp. I'm like, you ain't no pimp. I remember this like yesterday. Right? Because in my mind, that meant something. That didn't mean something like bossy and kingly and saucy. That meant a man that's just taking advantage of and living off the earnings of a prostitute, right? Which is technically the definition of a pimp, right? That's the definition of a pimp. One that lives off the earnings of a prostitute. That's it. So when people talk about people's fake pimps or this or that, I don't know what their definitions are. I'm just gonna give y'all what the butt naked is and what my experience has been and show y'all how I'm matriculated, all right? Show y'all what my perspective is. Because y'all still don't know this about me after 20-something years. Because I never talked about it. So, all right. Because the game is to be sold, not told. But since I'm monetized, I'm getting paid. So I feel better talking about it now, right? I don't feel cheated. I don't feel like, why am I talking a bunch of square shit that they don't know? This is just about me and putting some good game in the world. And if anybody can learn from my story, then that's a blessing. All right, so boom. So Shorty from, I wound up talking to Shorty for a while. She basically gives me the rundown. She's from, the other side. And she comes to fuck with her friend Michi. And a rapper named Jeezy. His name is Jeezy or something like that. I'm laughing. I'm cracking jokes. I'm snapping like, yo, what the fuck is a Jeezy? I still remember that shit like yesterday. It's before all that came out, right? So she's telling me all these stories, all this extra shit. She pulls up with Rugs, fabulous little brother. And Ruggs is, you know, he was one of them. So she pulls up to the barbershop. This is when I'm cutting hair on Wise Corner, which is another skill I taught myself to do on Hustle Man timing. I just started cutting hair in high school. I didn't know how to fucking cut hair. I just got some clippers and said I could cut hair. Shout out to Shaba. He was the only nigga that would let me fuck his hair up for about a year until I learned how to cut hair on his head. Pause. So it's just skills and hustles, mind state things until you realize what are the best and the smartest ways. That's why most P's, that's real rich pimps, were something else first. They was a drug dealer first, and then they was a this first, and then because you grew, you learned, you crystallized your game till you got to the top level where you can actually just execute on a better level, right? But anyway, what the fuck are y'all talking about? What's like? I see a bunch of LOLs. What's funny? Like, I said something funny? I don't know. Anyway, so Shorty, long story short, because I'm saying long story short, but it's a long story. Shorty wound up being basically a kingpin as a woman, though. And she would do things like leave her Hummer at my crib, right? My boys, my little brothers, they're all seeing this. I got bad bitches. Now, mind you, I never had sex with this woman. I deliberately didn't because honestly, I was scared of her. I don't mean scared in like the tense. I was scared because this is the conversations I witnessed this female having, and I never had no female around me like this. This is how the conversations would go. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so what's going on? I'm sitting there in the crib, just minding my business, but I'm looking like, right? What's going on? So did he do it? No, F that. Do it right now. No, I told him. I gave him too many chances. I gave him a $10,000 bracelet because I wanted him to look good for his crew. And you know what he did? He lost it. He gambled it away. So he's got to go. Okay? And I want you to do it now. I want it done by the end of the day. You understand me? This bitch is really getting niggas hit. Puffy winds up being on a dick, right? And she tells me, Diddy's feeling me, right? So I'm like laughing. I'm like, man, Diddy. I'm like, wait a minute, Diddy. I'm like, Shady Sue, man. I'm cracking jokes and stuff, right? On my deads. I was about to say on my daughter, but I didn't want to keep putting her on game stuff. On my deads. She told me to meet her at Justin's, Diddy's restaurant. I ain't put two and two together. She had left her Hummer at my crib. I come down there in her Hummer. We hop in. We go to the Dream Hotel. When I get to the Dream Hotel, I'm giving her a hug right now. Even though I ain't hit mentally, I'm a player, right? So I know how to make a woman feel good. I know how to make her feel good enough to where even if I'm not having sex with her, she still feels like she just likes being around Jones. So I give her a hug and I squeeze her butt and I'm like, look at this little fatty, man. Like, nah, come on, son. The Asian fatty, huh? And she's like, stop, right? And I look behind her. Who's sitting there? Diddy. With the Malcolm X pose. He's sitting like this with his legs crossed. When he sees me, he tries to play it off. I try to play it off. I'm like, oh, what's up, big homie? I tried to big homie it. Nah, that shit ain't work. I'm like, oh, big homie, what's good? He was just like, oh, hey, what's up? He shook my hand all weak and loose and then just got up, and out of nowhere, it seemed like 20 people just walked out of there. And I was like, oh, I ain't even seen none of these niggas. Her phone started going crazy. I'm like, you gotta tell me what he's saying. What you think it said? WTF you doing with that nigga? The fuck you doing with that nigga? Right? That's what he said. So I'm like, wow. So I learned early, not only do I have the power in the game to have some of the top women in the game following me and being into me and wanting to get money with me. Because that's what she was down. I just didn't want to sell bricks. Hello? I literally had a bitch that would have just gave me bricks. But I was, that wasn't my lane. I see that you get niggas clipped. I see that there's all type of shit going on. And you see what wound up happening with that whole organization. Hello? So I was there. It was right there for me, but I was still kind of like, I saw a different lane. I saw that because I'm a player, Which a player is the person that understands how to play, understands how to move situations. It doesn't mean you're just having sex with a bunch of women. It means that you understand how to move and that you understand how to play on life. You know how to play on shit. And you keep it classy and swaggy and player. If something happens, you don't just panic and you don't get in your feelings about it. You keep it what? Player. That's what the player part is, right? So now let's graduate to the pimping, right? This is when I realized, wait a minute, I can't just play with this. I can't just play with this player shit. Hello? Now, you're traveling, you're going to different places, LA, the Bay, Vegas, and you're meeting women. I'm going to tell y'all another story. That's a true story. On MySpace, this is MySpace days. This will show you how far this goes back. MySpace, right? And my phone is being weird and not charging right now. So if it dies, I'm gonna start it back, right? So MySpace days. I'm gonna talk fast just in case this dies. So I'm gonna talk fast and see if y'all can catch up. So MySpace days, there was a bitch from Canada. She was a bad little white joint that started typing me all these long ass poems. Some of that shit actually resonated and started getting dope. So I started responding. Oh shit, that was actually alright. Oh, that was cool, right? So she's like, I'll come wherever you at. Just tell me right now. All right. I'm in the projects. I'm in St. Nick Projects in Harlem with the Wolves. I said, I'm in my hood. I'm in my project. She's like, okay, where is it? I told her. She's like, okay, I'm coming. I'm like, all right. Why did this bitch show up 10 hours later? She got in the car and literally drove right to Harlem. Got in the car and drove 9 hours. She calls me. I pick up the phone. I'm like, hello? She's like, I'm here. I'm like, where? I'm outside. Me and all of my niggas, we look out the window, look out them bars in the project window. Big titty, badass Canadian chick standing there with next to some blue Volkswagen, standing there just looking like this. Big ass Thelma and Louise glasses on. All you see is big ass glasses and big ass titties. I'm like, oh. I go down there, and she basically was, I'm yours. What do you mean? Whatever you want me to do. I was a young nigga. I didn't know what to have her do. I did the regular nigga shit that you have her do. She got a hotel room for like a week for me. We went in there. You know, I let her, right? I let her buy me an ounce or two of weed. You know, I did the basic young dumb nigga shit. You know, got a rental car in her name. You know, shit like that. Right? But the whole time, she's telling me and showing me, look, she's telling me about Buddy. She had this guy named Buddy. Like, Buddy gives me whatever I want, Buddy, you'll get it, and da-da-da-da. So she's showing me all the signs. Look, nigga, I'm hoeing. Look, nigga, I got a trick paying me. Look, nigga, I'll give it to you. Look, nigga, pimp on me. Hello, here I am. That's what she was telling me. But I was a square. I was greener than grasshopper's ass on St. Patrick's Day. So I didn't understand what this meant, right? I didn't value this. Like most square niggas will not. They will look at it like, what? Some hoe wants to just be around you and give you whatever she wants. Bro, I'm cool. Give me some ass maybe and then I'm all right. I was still thinking like a square. Waist down brown instead of neck up chuck. Hello? So, what? Stop. Pause what? Come on, man. Y'all just reaching for shit. You know what I'm saying? And you're getting blocked when you say shit like that because that's just hate. I was running the county, nigga. Cutting hair, selling Suboxones, and beating niggas up. Everybody knows it, so stop hating. You're just evil. So you're blocked, and you will never see this page again. Boop! Good job, genius. Anyway, so, let me make sure I got the right guy. Okay, yeah. So, now, once you start meeting people that are involved in the game on a real level, right? You realize, so years pass. I start remembering and thinking about all these different women. That's just one example, right? She winds up going back to Canada. I was kind of like, you know, thanks for the good time, but... And when I realized later, I thought about it, nigga, that bitch wrote you poems for 6 months. That bitch was literally determined to get next to you. She drove 8 hours just to be next to you, and you didn't even care. You didn't even realize the value of the dedication of a woman. Hello? This is where pimping comes in. A regular guy, or even a player, you don't have no agenda with a hoe. You don't think of her as something to make a plan with. You don't even want her, right? I didn't even want her. I looked at her like, what are you trying to do with me? Like, come on, man. Like, oh, right? Now, if you a P, you understand that not only is that valuable, but you monetize that, right? You monetize your own playerness, right? The game that you have, your ability to instruct and direct and understand things, right? But you also are charging this bitch because she will not want to fuck with you unless you do that. She will not. That's what squares don't get. They don't understand that a real bitch wants a nigga to pimp on her. She wants a man to teach her things. She wants a man to lead her. She wants a man to make her feel like, daddy. That's what she wants. Now, if there's something wrong with her, right, which unfortunately a lot of times there is, because people go through things, right? If there's something mentally off with her, if she's been abused, if she's been touched in the past, unfortunately, that's usually the case with most women that are in the nightlife, right? But ironically, it's similar to the P's. Most niggas that become a player or whatever, check it out. My first experiences with sex, pause, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. And it wasn't good because I got, raped or anything, pardon my language. Oh, damn, they're gonna take my amount of time. All right. It wasn't anything that transpired necessarily that was outrageous. Okay, again, just giving y'all a real story, so I'm gonna give y'all a real story. This is the Serius Jones virginity lost story. My neighbor, shout out to you, I ain't gonna say your name, right? But she a big old bitch, right? She about damn near my height, right? Big old chick. And her body wasn't exactly curvaceously proportioned, if you know what I mean, okay? It's kind of a little flumpy, little frumpy, right? And I don't know why, but the closest person that I could think of, if I had to make her a cartoon character, would be Mr. Snuffleupagus from Sesame Street. So, yeah, you could do what you want with that. But this was the person that I lost my virginity to. And she basically, I was sitting on the porch one day. She's sitting on her porch. I look over there, she looks over at me. I knew she wanted parts, but I wasn't, not beat, right? No disrespect. I got love for you. But she wasn't my type. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm chilling. What's up? She's like, I'm coming over there. I knew what that meant, right? Because my pimp stinks have always been there. I just didn't know how to use them properly as a younger man, right? But I understand things about women and about life sometimes that I don't know why I understand it. But it's what it is, right? So I knew what that statement meant when she said, I'm about to come over there. So I was like, in my mind, I'm like, you still ain't got no ass. She's trying to give you some ass. Take the ass. Fuck it. So I'm like, all right. I said, all right. All right, so she comes over. We go in the basement. My room was in the basement at this time. My room was in the basement because the basement had the most space. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of cool. I grew up in it didn't look like a small house to me when I was growing up in it. But now, I was thinking about buying my old house. Bro, my apartment, this is in a house, right? But this space that I'm in now is damn near bigger than the house I grew up in. And that was with 4 people. 6 people, right? 7, including my uncle sometimes. So think about it. 2, 3 bedroom house, really upstairs, this one. 3 bedroom house with 6, 7 people in it, right? So I put my room in the basement. So we go downstairs, I don't know how to set it off, right? I don't know how to set it off. So we sit down in the bed, I'm sitting down in the bed, I'm like this. I'm like, come sit over here. She look at me, she like, come on, she could see that I ain't know what I was doing. So she just, I guess in her mind, she would feel more comfortable in her own space. So she's like, just come on with me. I'm like, what you mean? She's like, come on, we going to my house. I'm like, nah, for what? Like, mad people at your house. Now, mind you, her house is baby's kids. It's 17 kids running around through this house. This is the trenches over here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah. Like, in my mind, I'm like, nah, I'm not going over there. Like, all these kids running around and shit. Like, I thought you wanted to. She's like, yeah, come on. I'm like, all right, whatever. She literally grabbed my hand, pulled me off the bed. I'm like, all right. I'm walking with her like this. All right. Right? Pull me into the crib, right? I walk through the hallway. It's kids playing all through the hallway. I'm walking through the hallway like this. I'm walking through the hallway like this. Imagine this the hallway right here, right? And it's shit all over. Kids here, bikes, toys. I'm like this and shit. Just getting pulled, getting led by this. Right? Get to the room. Right? Get to the room. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think she gave me no top. I don't think she gave me no top. I think I just put the, now mind you, I'm a young nigga, so I didn't know about condoms and what types to have and none of that. So I think I probably had one of those Durex joints, like one of them joints where you can't feel nothing, right? Bro, wallahi, I was hitting this shit for about at least an hour, bro. I think it was more, bro. It was probably like an hour and a half, bro, 2 hours. I was just in this shit. I ain't feel nothing. That shit was not really feeling good, bro. And Shorty laying there going like this. That shit scared me. I thought she had a seizure or some shit. She started shaking. I was like, oh. I backed up from her. Oh. Like, no, keep going, please. Please, keep on, please, keep on. I'm like, I just felt like, yo, what am I doing? What am I doing? That's what it really felt like. What are you doing? And why are you doing it? Because in my mind, all I remember feeling like was that this didn't feel that much better than jerking off. That's literally what was my comparison in my mind. Like, wait a minute. It doesn't feel like, it almost kind of felt the same as jerking off, which is crazy. It's like, what? I'm like, nah, bro. In my mind, I'm like, this can't be it. This can't be pussy. This is what everybody going crazy about? This is what everybody's making a big deal and doing all this shit about? So, okay, boom. So she comes. Just lays on, lays over with the happy smile, right? I'm like, okay, so I get up like, oh, I guess it's over then, right? I'm like, I ain't even nut. I didn't know about blue balls. Nigga, my balls was bluer than this. My shits was Nigga, I had 2 handballs underneath my man, bro. I could have fucking played. I could have took my balls and played pause. But you know what I'm saying? They was blue as that. So I'm like, bruh. I'm walking back to the crib. Now they know. Now her whole house knows I just fucked her. They all looking at me like. Now I'm walking back to the crib. My nuts hurting. I don't feel like accomplished anything. And I'm kind of embarrassed. Because it's like, bro, you ain't even like this bitch. She just came up off you. She just used you to get a nut and dismissed you. I never thought like regular niggas. But do y'all understand now when I give you the background of what my matriculation was in life? I was already making money. I was already somebody to my hood. I already had a certain amount of status and whatever before I had sex. Now, okay, I have sex and I realize, what? This ain't even even that good. Man, fuck that. I'm gonna focus on my money. That's how I felt as a teenager. Then, okay, the next couple relationships I had. I wound up getting this white girl from Teaneck that had this van, right? And you know when you're in high school and stuff like that, you just need something convenient. Cause where you gonna get some ass at, right? You gotta hide and this and that, right? You can't just be in your crib smashing. At least I couldn't, right? Until we wound up getting a spot. See, my childhood was different. We wound up getting a spot on Dykeman. We used to call it Dykeman Aiton. Be like, yo, you going to Aiton? Like, yeah, I got some action. I'm going to Aiton. We could take a girl, go to Dykeman, and smash, right? So I wound up going to Queens one day. I'm giving y'all some real Jews, and I ain't going, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give y'all like one more story, and then we going to land the plane, right? Because I hope y'all could find all the Jews in here, right? We went through the player stage. Young Jones playing, meeting chicks, getting this, getting that, doing a little something, but not really being a professional about it, right? Now we're getting to the level where you're meeting people that are professionals. These girls been traveling from Vegas to Miami to whatever. They're meeting niggas that's real pimps, that's real bosses, that's real millionaires. So if you're not a real one, it kind of just makes you look like, nigga, I'm not fucking with you. I'm gonna go find a real one. I don't want a halfway whatever, right? I don't want a halfway pimp. I don't want somebody that's just playing. I want a professional, right? Because they want to have a partner too. Just because they do that job don't mean they don't want to have a man, right? But I'm still in the stage of young hustler, just trying to figure life out, right? I still wanted to have a real relationship. I wanted a girlfriend. I didn't never like that word, one. I never let nobody call me a girlfriend, me a boyfriend. And I never call her a girlfriend, pause. But there was one girl in my life that I even had in that way. My daughter's mother is another story. But there's literally only 2 women in my life that... So, shout out to her, right? But this is what I mean about game. This is what I mean about it's not just... That's why they say it's in you and not on you, right? This is just the way I think and deal with life. I don't know why that's the case besides the things that I told y'all which shaped me to be this way. A lot of people's first sexual experiences like, oh, they didn't think of it like me. They wasn't doing what I was doing when I was at that stage and at that age, so they wouldn't be able to compute or understand how I even relate sex and money. They'll be like, that's like, what? How do you even think about that? It's like, because I literally thought about it like that. You just wasted time, energy, and money putting yourself inside someone that's not yours, that doesn't belong to you, that's not a part of your household, that doesn't want to go out to work, bring things back to you, right? That's the way I think about it. Now, I didn't know this is what pimping was. I didn't understand that at that time. But real P's, this is what that is. It's not some taking advantage of and manipulating and lying and all this other stuff. It's just you being some game, having the type of game that it doesn't make sense for you to have a woman that's not on your team getting money. It doesn't make sense for you to have a woman that doesn't value your brain and the way you think about business in order to build a family. Because family is business for real. Especially if you go back in the day and look at the way we build. Our women wasn't just sit at home and have a baby women. Our women was warriors. Our women fucking, like, you saw that movie Woman King? Our women they would go down to the river and fish and wash clothes and at the same time. Okay? They will help us build the hut together. Our women is not these women that they indoctrinating y'all to feel like y'all supposed to be. So really, the pimping, of course it's soiled. The image of it is not something that's attractive to the world, right? But when you're looking at the way I'm describing it, and coming from a young man that's coming from an urban environment, coming from understanding the dynamic of what you want to create and thinking like a king and not having the construct to do so, because who told us how to build an empire? Where we learning that at? Where we learning how to boss up with a woman? Where is that class in high school? Relationship, business education? Ain't nobody teaching us that. So we don't learn that. So for the most part, when we get married or we have relationships with these women, we don't wind up knowing how to move our households in a forward direction. And what winds up happening? We get divorced, broken homes, etc. Right? So the way I looked at it, especially after this story I'm about to tell y'all, was if I can't build with her, if she don't look at my brain as an asset for us both to get money, And why would I put myself in a position to be in love with or give my heart to this woman that won't even give me her? I give you my heart and you don't give me you? You just give me some sex or some babies? Nah. I want you. If I'm gonna care about you, if you're gonna be whatever, I want you. I want you to be on my team, on my side in life, an asset to me that I can build and feel good about. This is mine. This is mine. This is mine. Not this is mine in a controlling way or some, weird Mexican pimping type of thing. No disrespect to Mexicans, but that's what we call it when somebody's being all extra. But mine in the sense of I know that whatever I impart, whatever I put into her, it's gonna grow. It's gonna take hold. The seeds that I planted in her soul are gonna harvest. Every day that we interact with each other, I feel like this is a part of me. That's what I mean. And people don't understand that level of things, let alone understand how game can be that, right? Because most people think it gotta be a trick, it gotta be a lie, you gotta be just some grimy guy if you're trying to get money with a woman. Like, you must just be a creep. That's the way they make it, right? And I get it. That's where the term player hater came from. They were talking about pimps. A player hater wasn't just for regular people. They were talking about, that was the term for people that just be hating on guys that have the women, right? Okay. So my first girlfriend, my first and only girlfriend, I met her in Queens with my boys. My boys was the guys in high school. I had a crew of about 6 of us, and we did everything together. We would ride dirt bikes. We would have, we made up the fashion. We started a lot of trends in my neighborhood. From talking, from sayings, God is listening, all manable. Like, we had different just things that everybody started jacking that made me understand. That's what made me know I could be a rapper. Because I already had my whole hood talking like me. It was like, oh shit, that shit be working. That's it. So, fuck it. I'm about to say her name, but I don't want to get sued, right? So shorty, I meet her with my boys. And it was kind of one of those mutual things. Again, my pimp instincts. The instincts to know, yeah. Either yeah or no. That's it. Just the instinct to know, okay, yeah. So it was, okay, yeah, with her. And she was looking at me and it was, okay, we both clicked. That was it, right? That was my nigga. We was rocking. Everything was cool. But I didn't have an agenda for her to get no money. I'm in high school doing my own shit. She doing her own shit. You know what I'm saying? We just hang out, fuck, have a good time, right? It's my girlfriend, right? So I'm going away to school. I'm about to go away to college. I'm a realistic nigga. I say to her, listen, I'm about to go away to school. And by the way, if you want to, you see the super chat is on right here. I'm giving y'all some real life game, and I'm giving y'all some real, me. All right. So if you want to show some love, I appreciate it. You see the super chat is there, or somebody please type $ the Wolfway at the bottom, like we always do about this time. And I appreciate everybody that sent in cash apps, copped the book, The Art of Word War, streaming my music, the different stuff. It's definitely greatly appreciated. All right. So I'm so hot, man. God damn. I'm trying to keep this shit on. It's like, it is burning up, y'all. It's like 100 degrees today. But all right, so boom. And look, new people, what's up? I see y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? But we got to get them likes up. I need the likes matching the people, man. Love is love. We chopping, right? So, all right, boom. So, I tell her, look, I'm going away to school. You're going to be here. I'm realistic. If you want to mess with somebody, just don't lie to me, right? She's like, no, I can't believe you would say that. I would never, da-da-da, that's messed up. You could even say that, da-da-da-da-da, right? And I'm like, oh, well, all right, my bad, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, I want to just be real with you. I don't want us to lie to each other, da-da-da-da-da. I would die without you. I would never be with another man without you, da-da-da-da-da, right? The wolf way, the dawn way, absolutely, hello. So shorty's saying all this shit, but again, my pimp stinks. They be on point like ballerina shoes, man. You know what I'm saying? I be knowing. I be smelling that shit. I be... Bitch, you got some bullshit with you. That's all I gotta do. Get a whiff of the bitch. That's all I need. half a nostril. I don't even need two. I can have one stuffed up nostril and I can smell the bullshit. Oh yeah, she's on some bullshit. So shorty like, I'm telling chicks in school. Nah, I got a girl. Right? When they trying to whatever with me, right? And I'm a young turned nigga. I was turned, nigga. What? 17, had the whip, had 30,000 in a shoebox. This is how I went to college, nigga, for you suck ass niggas be hating. I went to college in my 94 Thunderbird with a New Balance shoebox with $33,000 in it, bro. $33,000 in a New Balance shoebox in a maroon Ford Thunderbird is how Salim, aka Serius Jones, left New Jersey and went to Florida. I got an off-campus apartment and turned that whole city up, nigga. I had SWAT run in the dorm room and take me out of there in my boxers, nigga, and try to give me 22 counts from every time that I had took money out the ATM because I had an extra 25,000 that had went to my account. That I can't even cap like it was like I did it, but I was trying to take it out. I seen it was there. It was somebody had made some glitch, some mistake, nigga. I'm taking all that. What? Nigga, the feds, they ran down on me in the dorm room. 8, 9 deep. This is when I'm 17, so everything was movie. My whole life been a movie, bro. Like this whole time. I don't even know what it's like for shit to just be calm and no action, but inshallah, maybe one day it'll be a little bit more like that. But all right, so boom, I'm telling bitches, no, I got a girl, right? I come home for the winter break, and I had this spot. The spot was the factories, right? Where I grew up in Inglewood, I grew up on a dead-end block. It was all factories and this park. This is Denham Park. At the time when I grew up, Denham Park was like abandoned. It was like a wasteland. My mom, shout out to my mom, she had gotten all the parks in Inglewood redone because she had made a whole thing about it because she took pictures and showed how we was literally playing on waste. We was literally playing on sewage as kids. We just didn't know it. And they got whole class action lawsuits now and all that because this was radioactive mountains of waste that was in Denham Park that we were climbing on and playing on as children, right? So I had, the factories was the place where I did all my bad shit as a kid. I would go back there and spray paint. I'll go back there if I had a gun, I'll go back there and shoot it. Try to aim at the green garbage cans. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my little area. I go back there, park up, spark up. I could be in the cut. Nobody sees me back here, right? And they don't really hear nothing back here. So I go back there in the Thunderbird. Now mind you, this Thunderbird is big as hell. So when I lift the yes, Jones Music, tap in, absolutely. When I slide the back seat up, it's damn near like an office in the back in that Thunderbird, right? So I can get busy in the back, right? And I used to like it when Shorty ride me too, because she, that was her move, right? Sit on that thing, pause. So I get in the back seat with her. It's the first time I'm seeing her in a couple months. And again, I just knew. My pimp stinks just told me I had no reason. She didn't do anything. She didn't do anything to give me any indication of anything. Somehow I just knew. So I just shot. I just took a shot at it, right? Try this with your bitch, my nigga. This shit might, you'd be surprised. Try this, right? I just said to her, so what you doing last night? She was like, oh, I was with Alicia. We went to the movies and got some pizza. Literally. You know what I mean? It rhymes and everything, but literally that's what she said. I just went to the movies, we got some pizza. Try this. Just call him a liar. I was like, no, you didn't. Why are you lying? She was like, she just paused. That's all you need. That's all you need. Is that 1 second of pause where you know a motherfucker lying. Wait a minute. What you mean? Oh! So I just said, next line out my mouth, I said, so tell me who it is. She just bust out crying, bro. Tears just start streaming down her face. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. I missed her so much. And I was just lonely. So I had to... Bitch, I was here. This was yesterday. You could have just called me. Look, I gotta give you the Gilly face. You know when Gilly, you could have just said, "Hey, babe, miss you. Can you come give me some dick?" Sure, babe. On the way. Right? No. You called Frederico or whoever little Dominican nigga from down the block and let him wax that ass. When you're writing me suicide letters, talking about how you can't live without me and it's so messed up that I gotta be away from you and you can't wait till I'm back in your arms and all of this cap. I loved that girl. I had loved her. I taught her little brother how to walk. Taught that bitch mad shit. She was like my road dog. She was always around, all that. Let me bring the story full circle. So what do you think I did? What's up, new people? I see y'all hit that like, man. Still 30 more people than likes. So what do you think I did? Yeah, Meet the Wolf. Yeah, that's what we doing right now. This is real Meet the Wolf shit. All of this shit I never said. I never said none of this to the internet. Maybe a piece or two here. But these type of things, I've been saving this. And I got the documentary on the way. Y'all gonna get to know me, for real. Because it's time. It's time. And I'm done with battle rap. So I don't care. Now it's time to really just know the Serius Jones story, for real. And get in tune with this music. Tap in like your man just said. Okay, so boom, right? So what do I do? What do I do when I just found out the woman I love just sucked another man's private parts yesterday when I just came home to see her? You know what I did? I acted like nothing. I said, no, it's all right, baby. I understand. She's like, no, you don't understand. It's all right, baby. I understand. It's okay. I forgive you. You forgive me? Really? Yeah, baby. I forgive you. I mean, I know. We all make mistakes. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. It's okay, baby. Look. Her head getting low, consoling her head. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's all right, babe. Don't worry. All right. All right. Well, I'm gonna drop you off, but I'll see you later. We're gonna work it out. It's the last time I ever spoke to that bitch. That's when I knew I was a cold-blooded nigga. You just broke my heart in pieces. I genuinely love that bitch. I probably would have shot somebody for that girl. And what did I do? Okay, you ain't mine? I instantly, boop. Well, let me just get something out of it. I think that's what makes me a pimp. Because the average man, he would have been devastated. He would have been crying. He wouldn't have won. He wouldn't have even been able to think about that. You know what I'm saying? Once I know you for the streets, once I know you not mine or whatever, the now me, no, I wouldn't want no head. I wouldn't want nothing from you. But the young me, I'm just like, all right, well, let me just get something good out of this and get her out of this. Simple, right? Let me bring it. Let me show y'all why the game. No. All right, I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna come back to that while we finalize the point. All right. So boom. So we went through player, pimp, right? Now we're graduating, right? That younger me, that interaction, that thing that showed me, wow. So a woman you love, give everything to, and tell the truth and treat like family can still do this and love you at the same time? Once I realized, because I know she loved me, she just was a promiscuous little young sex pot bitch, right? So it put things in perspective to me that, oh, okay, so this is something that women do. This is something that is not uncommon, right? This is something that, oh, it happened to me too, right? So what did I do? He said, I would have been crying. Bro, what I did was I took that and I learned from it, right? So I realized to myself at that young 17-year-old age, from now on, if you deal with a woman, you need to have something that at least says that she means this stuff. If she tells me she loves me, she'll do anything for me, and doesn't do anything for me, why would I believe it? Now, here's where the Mack comes in, right? Player, pimp, Mack. You can't be a pimp unless you're a player. And you can't be a Mack unless you're at least a pimp. But every pimp is definitely not a Mack. And every player is definitely not a Mack. And every Mack is a player. Okay, if it's getting confusing, let me give it to you like this. So, once you realize the nature of a woman, two things can happen. Probably more than two, but I'm gonna just say two. Right? I don't act like I'm got a curriculum and shit, but yeah. Two things that can happen. Either that value of that woman, not just meaning financially, but just her energy in your life, her belief in your mission, her bringing her to your life. If you give a real woman some food, what's she gonna do? She's gonna make it a meal. You give a real woman a house, she's gonna make it a home. You give a real woman some sperm, she's gonna make it a life. Hello? So if you give a real woman and she gives you her, and she believes in you, and she's smart, and she's intelligent, and she's passionate about your mission, nigga, that shit is worth about 10 of your homies. And once I realized that, it changed everything for me. Because instead of me looking for the love that I was looking for and I thought that I had in this person, love to me, the definition changed. Because the love they teach us to have, the love they teach us, the picket fence, fairy tale, happily ever after, as long as you're a handsome prince with a damsel in distress, like all of that didn't compute to me. That don't compute to my life and what I've been through and my experiences. So when other people and other square-ass women that try to get at me and don't understand the game or don't understand the need for game, look at it like, oh, why are you trying to this? You shouldn't be this. Bro, you don't understand who a man, that's the man I am. It's not trying to be something. It's not trying to fit some role. It's not trying to take advantage of nothing. It's not that. And manipulate actually has two definitions. One is with malice intent. The other is artful, like you manipulated the clay to a beautiful sculpture, etc. So it just doesn't make no sense to me to have a woman that not only could break my heart like the one I just described, but also that does not understand the value of her own power. Now, some people might say, oh, come on, Jones, but you know what I'm saying? You dealing in low vibrational stuff, though. If that woman's out there selling her body or dealing with men or whatever, then how are you going to be elevating her, right? Well, that's where game comes in. This is where being a Mack is different than being a pimp. A pimp is doing whatever he got to do to get that money from that bitch. If he got to lie to her, he's going to lie to her. If he's got to, slap the dog shit out of her because she's out of pocket, he's going to do that. If he's got to whatever, right? I see niggas do all type of grimy, weird stuff. Call a girl's mom and tell her that she's working or do all type of stuff just to literally just either get in a woman's head or somehow manipulate them, right? And the integrity and the class, that doesn't have to be there if you're just a pimp, right? Because you could be any kind of pimp. You could be a chili pimp. You could be a tennis shoe pimp. You could be a gorilla pimp. You could be all different types of whatever that is, right? People don't understand that it's different types of, just like it's different types of drug dealers. You got drug dealers that rob niggas. You got drug dealers that's, that give turkeys away on Thanksgiving and take kids on trips and give back. But it's like, it just depends on the person, right? So for some reason, everybody thinks once you say that word, pimp, it's all the same. It's some grimy guy with a hat dancing around, trying to convince women to be Jezebels and sell their soul for his benefit. But they don't understand that game is what separates it, right? So remember I was just saying to y'all earlier how when I was a kid, I was selling waters hand to hand on the streets to strangers when I was 12 years old, 11 years old. Remember how I was saying that I literally made $25,000 just out of my own mind as a 14-year-old? Remember I was saying how when I got to school and I saw like what was really going on, I realized, wait a minute, you have all this game inside you. Pause. Never heard of a chili pimp? Well, you learn something new every day, man. You know, chili pimp, tennis shoe pimp, you know, some nigga sitting around on the blade with one chick, you know, in a dirty white t-shirt, watching her walk up and down the street, yelling and arguing at her. Just, he's not a boss. He's not a, you know, he's a lower level guy, right? But if you're a lower level guy, you're gonna be some lower level pimping. That's just how that goes, right? But the Mack, this is what I was always attracted to. My mom used to ask me, why are you watching that? I used to watch, my daughter's mother used to ask, why are you always watching all this pimp stuff? Because I've known her since she was 18, right? She was just one of the best human beings, I thought, that I ever met. So I looked at her as, you're worthy to carry my seed, because I've known her a long time, and as far in the past, she was only ever good to me. But life changes people and things and circumstances, right? But anyway, so I looked at it as the game that I have inside of me, if I don't do right by it, I'm kind of a bozo. Because I wound up in situations like this. I'll tell you another real story so you can understand my point. Am I getting, and let me know if I'm making sense to y'all, all right? If y'all getting this, let me know. Put 100 in the, put 100 or a cheers sign in the comments if I'm making sense to y'all. And y'all feeling where I'm going so far, all right? Because I don't like to just be talking because I got lips. I want y'all to feel where I'm going on this trip, all right? So, I'm in Vegas. When I first went to Vegas, it was 2008. At this point, dirty shirt on the blade is crazy. Yeah, it's a lot of those right now. When I first went to Vegas, I couldn't believe it. It looked like the Million Hoe March. That's the term I came up with in my own mind for it. Because when I walked in the door, I walked into Palms. I went to the Palms. If you ever been to Vegas, I went to the Palms. And when I'm walking to the Palms, I just seen the door open and all type of hoes just walked out. Now remember, I'm talking about my pimp stinks and how I can tell things. I know what I just know. I know what a hoe moves like. I know if a bitch is not even a hoe, but she is a hoe. Like I can tell that it's in you. You don't even know it's in you. You think you a normal civilian, and I'm looking at you like, nah, you don't even realize it. And I don't mean that in a promiscuous way. I don't mean you just out here, whatever. It's about game, okay? Now, the thing I was just telling you about chopping it up and realizing human beings, how to talk, how to sell somebody on something, the type of catchphrases you can say, how to relate to someone, how to make them feel warm and comfortable enough to close them, to sell them something. It's salesmanship. It's game, okay? That's what makes a Mack. That's what separates a player from a pimp and a Mack from both of them. Because the Mack is the graduated one. He's the one that's been through all the levels. He's been on the blade. He's been in the casinos. He's been cross country. He's been to jail. He's been everything. So by the grace of Allah, I'm a boss motherfucking Mack. Hello? Stomp down game. Down and around 1,000 towns. You know, cornerstone entrepreneur and more. I started from the ground up and I went all the way up like a turtleneck. And I'm still going. But the difference is if you have the foundation of game. You have learned all this information to be able to not only impart on a woman that decides to believe in you, but you also have professional and legitimate agendas in life as a businessman. That is what a boss Mack is. Car wash, this business, that business. You're not doing sloppy, grimy, on the blade shit. You dealing with class. You dealing with upper echelon energy. Hello? High vibrationals. Half of these chicks that I meet that's on the blade and all that stuff, I can't even have conversations with them, bro. Because they vibrations be so low. That's why they attracted to negative niggas and gang members and all this other shit. Because a nigga like me make them uncomfortable sometimes. I sit down and be a gentleman and talk to them like a lady. They be sitting there like... I had a bitch one time start crying, bro. Because I was talking to her like a lady. And I said, well, where you from, young lady? And she's like, oh, I'm from Harlem, da-da-da-da. I said, okay. I asked her like 3 questions. I said, how many kids you got? She said, whatever, whatever. And I asked her one more question. And she like, I don't know about all these questions, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be with the questions. I'm like, so how can a grown man get to know you then, baby? She said, well, I said, listen, I'm a gentleman. I'm like, I don't know what type of man you used to talking to, but if I talk to a woman, I want to make her feel comfortable. I don't want to be talking to you like you're one of my niggas. And she started crying. Wallahi, she started crying. She's like, I don't know. I ain't used to niggas start talk, but I don't know. I guess I don't know how I'm supposed to talk. She didn't even know how to. A nigga even trying to be a gentleman to her was. So y'all don't be getting that part. I'm just a natural gentleman, so I don't like, you know what I'm saying? I like to be able to do with things with class, no matter what I'm in. If I'm in the trenches, I'm still dealing with things with class, right? We're not doing shit on no lower level. Don't matter that we some game. That's what for the squares to think. That's what these square people think. Oh, if you in the nightlife, you must be some grimy guy. This has to be some getaway plan. Like you can't just be doing this for a living. You gotta say, well, I'm really a nurse. I'm just doing this on the weekend. Like I'm better than this. When it's like, bro, the weird part is, look how many people out here is halfway playing, but don't even understand. All you had to do was be down for a solid year or 2 for the right person and situation. You out of here for life. That's the point. It's not supposed to be some shit that you just do for the rest of your life. If you some game, you should understand how to elevate and how to see that in someone else so y'all both can elevate together. And that is what game is. It ain't no trick. It ain't no trying to whatever. And because I'm somebody that literally from a child has been programming myself in this way, that is the way that I understand love. Somebody who is willing to work with me. Somebody who is willing to help me in life. Somebody is willing to help me accomplish these goals that I sacrificed my whole being for, that I almost died for, that I went to jail multiple times for, that I got stabbed 5 times for. Hello? So these things are the reason to why my game is crystallized to another level. But a Mack, I'll give you another example. I was about to tell you the example of what made me say, oh, I have to be a professional about the way I move at least, right? Said, you what? I can't read that. You beat up Jones? What that mean? Anyway, so I go to Vegas, right? Like I was saying, it was the Million Hoe March. It's women everywhere. And I'm looking at my mans. This is what I mean about game. Niggas was using me, pause, before I even knew. I didn't know, right? I didn't know I was some game. I just knew I'm me, right? I didn't know that I'm somebody that, you know, people is learning game from. I'm just talking and being myself, right? But a nigga that was a pimp, right? I can't call him a Mack. And I don't even know if he's a player, but he's a pimp, right? But he's a grimy one. He's one of these grimy ones, right? I ain't gonna say his name, but he know who he is. And we fell out because of the fact that he's just grimy. He can't help it. Some people have that only child syndrome. Some people have that really don't have no love in their heart syndrome. I've never been one of those people. And to be honest, that's why I've had a harder time in the game probably. Because I care about people and things. Even though I'm still, you know, like I just described how I could hit that Capricorn switch, I'm good. But naturally, I want things to be good. Naturally, I care about other human beings, right? This person don't give a damn, right? So they used to use me. I was using them too, but we used to go out and bag bitches together, right? because we was good wingmen. Only P's understand this, right? Some other guys just have good chemistry enough to where you know if y'all go out together, y'all gonna knock some bitches. So that was my relationship with him. And we used to literally go to other cities. Like we used to be like, let's go get some mountain bitches. And just drive up in the mountains. We did that mad times. Go to Salt Lake City, Utah. Go to Iowa. Just go in the middle of nowhere and go find some bitches. Go iced up in the bins, jump in the foreign, throw the jewelry and toolery on, and go knock off. Somebody need to be blocked? Let me know. Oh, yeah, you a weirdo. Yeah, we gonna block you. You're still talking about Hofa. Sorry, brother. It's not relevant here. You're talking about $1 million boss. You're talking about a rapper that's a crab. Whole different level. But that's what I mean about battle rap. Some of y'all are just weirdos. But you're blocked for good. Goodbye. But yeah, so I'm in Vegas and I'm thinking still as a player and as a hustler. Now, I didn't tell y'all this part because I'm saving some stuff, right? But when I was, because it's a document, it's a lot of stuff gonna come. Pause. But when I was young, I literally used to put on suits just to go, like, to places where old people were. I used to go to Roseland Ballroom, which is the place my mom goes to. And all the old OGs that be wearing the linen suits with the fedoras and listening to Frankly Beverly, before I let you go. And they sitting there stepping, and they turn around and see a 17-year-old me there in a 3-piece suit. What was I doing? Why was I doing that? I have no idea why I was doing that, besides I wanted to be some game. I thought of myself as a pimp. I thought of myself as a Mack and a player. Even when I was 16, 17, didn't know shit about it. I was great. I was reaching for that. I was reaching for that energy my whole life. And I didn't know why. But then my life showed me why. Hello? So when I went to Vegas, I'm still thinking like a player that's going, because I was going state to state. I'm still thinking of a player going state to state, just trying to put a good face on my name. So when I go to the club, and I walk in the club, and it's the first time Serius Jones is stepping in the club, you know what I do? I say what's up to the DJ. I get a stack of ones for each stage in here. If it's 3 stages, I get 300 ones. I walk up to this stage, throw the 100 on that stage, walk up to this one, throw it on there, walk up to the other one. Then I go sit down. I showed my love to the establishment. Love. I showed some love to the establishment. I showed you I ain't broke. Now I'm gonna go mind my business. And anybody want to chop it up with me, you can come over and chop it up with me. That was how I first used to start macking when I went to Vegas. And you know what happened? Shorty walks up to me, right? From Chicago. Shout out to my Chicago girls, man. Them Chicago girls is hard body, man. They remind me of Jersey girls too, because they gonna tell you like it is. And they ain't gonna give a damn how you feel about it. So she came up to me and she said, And I said, what? And she said, tricking, huh, P? I said, what? Now, mind you, this is a whole nother thing. Because this is an energy thing. Once you start really being a player or whatever, it's an energy thing. People start seeing that in you because you're doing more and more player stuff, right? Because you're subconsciously training yourself to be more pimping, right? So now other people see it in you without you doing anything, right? So I didn't know this girl, but somehow she knew I was some game, right? Because she can smell it in me, right? So she walks up and she's like, damn, P, so tricking? I said, what you mean tricking? I'm like, bro, I ain't getting no lap dance. I ain't getting no services. I'm just showing love so they leave me alone in this club. I ain't trying to get kicked out, because that's what happens. If you a P, a lot of times when you're in the club, just minding your business, and these girls want to come to you trying to get some money from you, and you tell you, nah, baby, I'm cool, right? You ain't even got to say I'm this or that. You just say, nah, I'm cool. What do? They get mad. Because they want to twerk on you, especially you a tall, handsome black guy. They want an excuse to be all up on you. So it's like, hey, they trying to come up on you and da-da-da. They'll sit there and talk to you all night. But if you say, listen, you know, I'm really just about getting some money though, baby. Like, I enjoy your company, but I don't want no lap dances. Then it's, what you in the strip club for? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right? And they run over and do all that extra stuff and will tell on you, tell them that guy's in here trying to recruit girls. They'll do all that weird stuff, right? Mind you, you could just be sitting there minding your business, eating some wings, watching the game with your music playing, with the DJ playing your music. But you must be some creep, right? On the prowl for some weak-minded woman that you can manipulate and take advantage of and survive that way. It's disgusting that some people could really see an internationally gifted, talented, multi-dimensional individual, and that's what they think. But they don't get it because they're squares. And that's why they say the game is to be sold, not told. But to land the plane, when I was young and I was going to Roseland Ballroom and wearing these suits and putting on these fedoras, my dad's hats and shit like that, and people was looking at me like, where are you going? Jones, why you always be dressing like that? I didn't know what I was being. So the weirdos out here that would say shit like, Serius Jones is corny and shit like that, like, no, Serius Jones is different. He's an individual. Serius Jones dresses his own way. He has his own words. He has his own accent. You be hearing my accent, they be like, where you from? I don't even be knowing like what I sound like I'm from. Like, I really don't sound like I'm from nowhere. Half times I be sounding like from Jersey, then I'm just like Cali, I be like, I'm just me. Okay? Stop trying to figure it out like in comparing stuff. There's nobody you compare to me. There's nothing that's close that you can say, or Jones is like this. It's not. You just got to get into my life to understand why I think like I think and what it is that I'm really on, which is Mack. Goldie. You notice in the Mack, right? When did Goldie get to the status that he was with after the pain? He did 5 years in jail, came home, he went through the bullshit. You graduate to a Mack, man. Right? You don't just be a Mack. And a Mack don't necessarily mean you a pimp. You ain't got to be getting money from a woman's cooter to be macking. And that's what I don't think a lot of people understand. So, again, game is to be sold and not told, and we're not going to have time and energy to teach everybody in the world, you know, what's what and what's who. But just to land the plane. Oh, I didn't finish the story. So I basically told Shorty, like, okay, look, you know, I'm just trying to stay out of trouble, baby. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to stay out of trouble, just put a good face and just keep it politics. I always say, man, I'm shaking hands and kissing babies, baby. I'm just politicking, right? She said, no. She said, listen, I hear you, but if you threw money, you threw money. She said, me personally, I don't want to give a nigga my money. I know he's throwing it in the club, but that's just me. And walked off. I was like, oh, shit. Now, the irony is, I've never been a Make It Rain guy. Rest in peace, DJ Nando in Magic City used to play my shit in Atlanta, and I made it rain one time in the A. And that shit was embarrassing as hell, because I was with Jeezy and Luda, crab ass. So, of course, Luda ain't helped me or nothing. He just sat there and let me do a little sprinkle of a couple $1,000, and then him and Jeezy ordered 30,000 once. That shit looked like my shit just like this. And then shit was like, but I'm like, shit, my song's on. Like, I gotta at least make a movie, my shit is on. That nigga ain't even doing shit. Throw some of my song on. Luda, you a bitch. But anyway, so, yeah. So, the bottom line is a real one wants a real one. So if you, for those that might think I'm glorifying or saying anything like in a way to like try to make pimping or dealing with a woman for money attractive, no, you're not getting it. Because one, I don't recommend that. I do not recommend that to nobody. I do not recommend you try to be a pimp in 2025 at all. I don't recommend that you go out on the blade and try to knock some hoes. I don't recommend that you know, none of that. What I recommend is you find and you teach yourself a skill set so that you don't need nobody. Hello? I hope that you do something that, regardless of what you're doing, you always have your own something to fall back on, right? But I will say this. If you're somebody like me that your whole life has been game. Your whole life, the only thing that you've ever accumulated was from your own mind, from your own hustle. I never got nothing out of having some job. I never had a job that elevated me in life. The only job that I've ever had that elevated me in life is the one I'm doing right now. So for those that might want to get in the game, or even the females that look at it, because nowadays, look at it. They making it so acceptable and normal that OnlyFans is basically just a job. Even squares think they can just, oh, OnlyFans. They don't even look at that as hoeing. They don't look at that as no game shit. That's why you got thousands and thousands of square ass bitches that's just like, what? Where the irony is, back in the day, that wasn't a thing. Back in the day, the real bitches would run the fake bitches off. You can't be here disrespecting and playing with this game that we eat off. Just because you want to come on the weekends and be like, oh, okay. Like, and that's the problem. There's no respect for that world. Because nobody respects and nobody likes a pimp, right? They only like it when it's like Snoop Dogg or somebody is like pretending to be one. And rest in peace, Pimp C. Pimp C said he wasn't a pimp. They just take the image of pimping. They steal all the words, all the game, all the fly stuff from pimping, and then diss the pimps and glorify the hoes. When the irony is, think about this. I'll leave you with this. Name me one successful hoe that's straight in life, that got it all together, and that didn't have no pimp, that didn't have no man. Name me one. If you look at the history of the baddest and most successful hoes of all time, Marilyn Monroe, how'd she go out? How'd she go out? Anna Nicole Smith, how'd she go out? Even this weird ass bitch Brittany Renner, all of these hoes, if you don't have no, I'll wait. Y'all give me one. Y'all give me one example of a hoe that won without a pimp. One. Even Cardi, respectfully. Got money. All that shit, broken household. It's like, bro, the game is for a reason. If you do things right, if you're not a whack nigga and you stick to the script in a real way, then yes, you will be able to do some things. And you not only will be more respected, you'll be able to have some direction. You'll be able to direct others in a positive way. They're going to go and tell the next person. And that's when your game is live, Jack. And that's what y'all don't know about y'all. You know what I'm saying? My shit is all the way live, no job, bro. You know how many locker rooms across the country that my name is being spoken about right now? You know how many bitches are somewhere on a blade, on some flip-flops and a puff coat on, telling like, yeah, this guy's serious, yeah, Jones, yeah, my girl was with this nigga, and da-da-da-da-da. Like, bro, y'all don't understand. But it's on a different level. I'm not doing the bladey shit. I'm not doing the lower level stuff. I'm building businesses. I need to deal with somebody that can understand how to build a business. I need to deal with somebody that can understand business credit. Understand that if I take you and make you a brand, it's not about crime. It's not about committing crimes. It's not about doing stuff that's outside the law. It's about learning how to work in the law. Do things that are good game. Good game is like this. I'm giving y'all too much sauce, but I'm gonna leave this like this. Good game is like this. Oh, girl, you're so sexy. I got $5,000 if you let me hit that. Whoa. Excuse me, I don't talk like that. I'm a lady. You could never pay me to have sex with me. But you could pay me for my time. And if you wanted to give me a donation of that magnitude, I'm pretty sure that we might be able to work out some type of understanding that I'll be okay about. See how I did that? Did you agree to a sexual act for money? No. We don't do that. But if you would like to give me a donation for my time, I appreciate it. I'm not giving you anything in return for it. And if that grown person decides to do whatever they wanted to do in the privacy of their own whatever, that's on them. But I don't tell nobody to sell box. We don't sell box over here. We sell game. We sell information. We sell intelligence. Hello? So I just want to be clear about that, because a lot of people, they don't understand, you know, and when I break it down in a way where you understand, look at the man's past, look at the way the man lives and thinks and whatever. He's not the type of person that would waste his mind, time, energy, and game on a square-ass person that it means nothing to. Because if I'm dealing with somebody who's just a regular-ass librarian or something, and I got all this plethora of knowledge swirling around in my brain every day, and I don't got nobody to pour it into, I don't got no fertile soil to plant these seeds in, it just got to be those seeds, right? Nah. Boss Max, we got to get to those. He said legal loopholes. Hello? Ain't even got to be loopholes. It's mad shit. He said renegades get money, but not longevity. That's a fact. That's a fact. Now, all right, now let me answer a couple of y'all questions before I get out of here. So y'all ask me as a player, ask me anything you want to ask me right now. If I can answer it, I will. He said, I think Cardi was most likely paying Pimping at some point, respectfully. Cardi B literally was about to pay me, but my white girl ran her off. Shout out to Cardi, man. I mean, she likes the game. She loved my game. Like, she liked talking to me. I made her laugh, all this shit. But when she got next to me, around my other bitches, she tried to, like, be extra and disrespectful. And my white bitch wasn't having that. And I actually liked it. I actually was so proud of my little white girl from my little nerdy white turnout. I was so proud of her because she was not jacking that. She was looking at it like, she trying to sit on my lap and all this shit in front of two other girls. They don't do that. They don't sit on my laps and be trying to kiss all on me and none of that. They both respect me and just deal with it. We literally have legitimate business going. We ain't doing no extra girlfriendy weirdness. So when I'm like, yo, what you doing? She trying to kiss my neck. I'm like, oh, what you doing? She like, if I'm gonna be a bitch, I can't kiss my nigga. I can't kiss my nigga. I'm like, yo, I'm saying, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like, calm down, right? So I thought I was doing something player. I don't know if I ever told you that story. I thought I was doing something player. So I told them to all go to the store together, right? I said, man, y'all go to the store, get some roll up together and get to know each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Why did I do that? As soon as I told them to leave, now my little white joint, she's a Gemini. So she's like, she's slick. But she's not really slick. But she's like, you know, slimy. You know what I'm saying? She was slime something. So she basically played nice while they was in the studio, right? And ironically, this was during a power outage. So there was no power in the city except for in Times Square. That's why I went there, right? So it's like a hippie vibe in there. We got the couches, we in there drinking, smoking. The whole city ain't got no power, but we in here chilling, right? So Cardi tripping off this shit. Mind you, her sister, this is the nastiest shit I've ever seen, bro. Wallahi, she did this. Her sister, Hennessy, blew her nose in her hair. Bro, we was sitting at the bar, and I'm sitting there chopping with Cardi, and this bitch is sitting on the other side of me. She plopped down, right? So, like, what's up? She's like, that's my sister, da-da-da-da. So we all kicking it. She's like, she can come too, right? I'm like, yeah, she can come, right? Because I'm about to go, she's saying she want to come smoke with me after this club. All right, yeah, she can come. This bitch is looking for a napkin at the bar. She can't find a napkin. She takes her hair and does like this. She said, fuck it. Takes her hair and goes, and flipped it. And Cardi's like, oh my God. He laughed like, oh my God. I'm like, what? Oh! That was one of the most nastiest things I've ever seen. So, if that's the type of stuff that you're doing, what's going on? What went on in your household growing up? That bitch blew her nails in her hair, bro. And you see how she looked. All that bad bitch shit don't mean nothing, bro. So basically, when I sent Cardi and them to the store together, Cardi, and I'm not trying to play her by saying this. I fuck with Cardi. You know what I'm saying? Like I love, like she literally is motivation to me. She's one of the most unlikely to succeed stories I have ever seen. That is proof to me that anybody can make it. That is crazy for her to be where she's at. And me to know from what I know her as, right? So boom. Y'all gonna laugh at this, but this real shit, right? So, alright, boom. So I tell them to go to the store together. Cardi, all of a sudden I hear this on the door. I'm like, oh, I get up. Cardi at the door, out of breath. Yeah, nah, yo, that bitch crazy, yo. That bitch is crazy. Whoa, what happened? Nah, she talking about, don't be putting your hands on my man. You don't pay him. You ain't even down for him like that. And da-da-da. When she said this, I'm like, a smile coming across my face. Cause I'm like, yeah, that's right. Look at my little white joint. Yeah, believing in the game. Down for her folks. That's what I'm talking about. You right, bitch. So I'm like, I'm just saying, I'm not saying nothing, but I'm just listening to her like she said that, huh? I'm like, well, you know what? She's actually right. I'm like, did you see them sitting all on me and kissing all on me and doing all that in public, bro? I'm like, well, why you trying? Well, so why you want to do all that and make everybody uncomfortable? Well, I'm saying, you know, no, listen. Nah, cause she lucky I ain't fuck her up. No, what? Oh, no. You ain't touching that white girl. What are you talking about? My white girl can't fight. you ain't laying a finger on her with your Bronx ass. You be done beat the shit out of my white girl. No. You ain't doing nothing to her. She ain't do nothing to you. She right. You over here thinking you could do your little spicy mamacita, whatever you want with a nigga moves. And that's what they be doing. So Cardi couldn't last it with me because when I checked about it, then she finally was like, all right, well, okay, I see what you're saying. Da, 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 da. All right, cool. You see what I'm saying? Then relax. We sat down, we smoked, everything's supposed to be cool, right? I should have saved the story, but whatever, I don't give a fuck. Real is real. So when I'm leaving, I mean, I did save it. This was 20 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever. So when I'm leaving, probably about 12. So when I'm leaving, we leaving now. I'm walking outside, and I had this Benz at the time that was like some Batmobile looking shit, right? Everybody that saw that Benz would just be like, oh. So I'm thinking the police is behind my Benz, right? So I see the flashing lights by my car. I run down. Oh, hold up, run down. They not for me. They got somebody else pulled over. So I'm like, oh, all right. Next thing I know, I look up, who's running down the street? Cardi. She behind me like this. Nah, yo, where my money? Where my money at, yo? I said, what? She said, nah, you was running. Why you was running? I knew you must have took something. I said, what? Bruh, I backed out both pockets on that bitch so fast. Bitch, you stupid. What? The fuck is wrong with you, bum ass bitch? I would never. What I look like trying to rob you? Like, what the fuck? And the irony, I didn't tell y'all this part of the story. I met her arguing over a little pile of about 13 singles on the floor. Wallahi, can't make this up. Now she's a multimillionaire. See how that works? But the irony is, I would have never gotten that with her or out of her. Because she doesn't, I mean, as far as I can tell, her interaction with me, she don't respect a man enough to stay in pocket. That's why they wind up dealing with tricks. And let's talk about this before we get out of here. Tricks. What is a trick? This is what a trick is. Since everybody wants to act like they don't know what it means and you ain't a trick if you got it and all this other shit. Look, a trick is a man that pays a woman. That's it. That's it. If you're giving your own woman some money, of course that's not tricking. If you're giving your woman some money to do her hair, if you're giving a woman some money to buy a car, if you're giving a woman some money just because you want to give your woman some money, that is not tricking. Tricking is if you're paying a female that's not yours for something or not for something, whatever. That is a just period. That's what a trick is. It does not matter how you want to dress it up or how you want to whatever it. So most men by nature are tricks. That's just the way it is. Guess what? Why? Because where would we be as a world if everybody was a P? If every man thought like a player, there'd be no population. Cause guess what? You know when the last time I had some ass was? I had a big booty girl last night. I couldn't even hit it, bro. Damn. I wanted to hit that shit so bad. I ain't gonna lie. I swear I did. I couldn't even hit. Know why? My game won't let me. I can't just be smashing on chicks that don't respect my program, bro. That's what makes me a submissive. That's what makes me a Mack. Don't matter how I feel, I'm not gonna cross my game. Hello? Not most men ain't built that way. And it's not easy. Definitely not easy. You know what I'm saying? But it's a decision. And that shit is crazy because I called the shorty and told her to come over here. And in my mind, I knew her. I'm like, bruh. I'm like, nah, you can't do it. You can't do it. And she's like, please, just let me come upstairs. I gotta use the bathroom. And I'm like, no. Because soon as that big old booty come in here bouncing, boom, boom. What rest in peace Pops, where he said, big old booty bouncing, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, as soon as you come through with that boo boo boo, you know, I'm gonna be right looking at him. Right? No. And then what? Exactly. And then what? Then, just like I was explaining to y'all, see, I love my brain. All right. And this, if you watching this, I know it's going to seem tangibly and all over the place, but it all comes together like ass cheeks. Pause. Okay, boom. Guess how it wound up? This is what makes me feel grateful that Allah allowed me to be some game, but I'm doing my best to elevate to a level where it's halal, right? I'm not doing anything that God won't approve of, but I'm still able to maximize my game, right? With my women, my wives, whatever it's going to be, right? So what winds up happening with my first girlfriend, right? What winds up happening? Years later, with all these stories I'm telling y'all and all these travels across the country and now found women that are, you know what I'm saying, that are really, you know, down for me and learned about my own abilities, learned how much game I had inside myself, learned what I was able to do with another person, right? As a boss. What do you think happened? The universe is so weird. I was walking in Times Square. And who walks past me? That chick. First girl. Oh, I hadn't seen that bitch in 20 years. Longer than that, 30 years. I hadn't seen her since that day that bye, right? You want to be a cheater? Be an eater. And then be a beat your feeder, right? So, I see her in Times Square. Now, she always had bad skin. I'm just such a real nigga, like, I can look at somebody and not like something about them and still love them. That's the type of person I am. So she always had bad skin. And if I didn't deal with her hair personally, like, tell her, nah, baby, go to Dominicans, they need to do the doobie like this and all that. Like, she would just do these dumb little natural hairstyles that look crazy, right? You look like, what the fuck? So she has some struggly ass, like, Afro puff, like, little nappy Afro puff struggles. And her face was just looking mad crunchy, it was just like, ugh. I seen her in Times Square, I did like this. So, yeah, when I seen, I got a phone call, but yeah, when I seen Shorty, I did like this. I walked straight, and I was like, oh, I hope she don't see me, You know when you be acting like you invisible damn near, your shoulders go up and everything, then you like, she ain't see me though. Kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, beat your feet, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm like, man, damn, like she looking bad, right? Now, she always had a nice big old booty now. She always had a nice bubble, and she always had these big old thick ass legs, right? Rest in peace, my grandma. My grandma used to say that shit. She was like, that's what he liked, them big old thighs. She wasn't lying, right? When she sit on me with them thighs, she had some big, juicy, nice, thick ass thighs, right? But, you know, it's not enough. You know? That's enough for the average man. Some ass, some food, some whatever. That's not enough for me. I told you my experiences. I told y'all why I think the way I think. Hello? Y'all learned a lot about me during this episode if you actually watched, right? And hopefully you learned a lot about perspective, period, right? A pimp, a player, a Mack. I'm going to keep macking. Never slacking and stacking. You know what I'm saying? Maine, Ukraine, and Spain, to Manhattan. Hello? It never has been, just always will be. Ooh, I like that! I'm keeping that! Could never be a has been, bitch. I'm always will be. Yeah. That way. You know what I'm saying? So, alright, so ask me another question so I can get out of here. I told you I'll answer a couple of your questions. I've been talking for about an hour and a half. Oh! Okay. Have I ever been knocked? No. I've never been knocked. And to be honest, I thought I got knocked one time, but it wasn't knocked. Like, she didn't go with a nigga. But yeah, I've never been knocked. I have knocked a lot of niggas, and for those that don't know what knocked means, that means has another pimp basically taken your or got your girl from you while she was with you. That's never happened to me, but what has happened to me was there was this guy that I noticed. Shout out to my man D. You know what I'm saying? Vegas. If y'all know, y'all know. He looks like a god on Instagram. Like, he's got everything. He got dogs, horses, tigers, a monkey, Lambo, jewelry. He's got everything, right? And he's tall, 6'7" or something, and he's handsome. So bitches, it's nothing but hard eyes in that nigga comments. Nothing but bad bitches and hard eyes all down his comments, right? So if you a bitch that's like a random regular bitch and you come across this page, especially if you a hoe, you looking like, damn. And you see he's a pimp, like, well, shit, I might need to go over there, right? So I see she put hard eyes. This is more pimping for y'all. Let y'all know the difference, man. You know what I'm saying? Some real ism and some simping, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to send the bitch, not bend the bitch, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be ready to run all up in the bitch and ain't got no ends out the bitch. Hello? But anyway, so the dude goes, you know, she basically put hard eyes all on the shit. She don't know that I know the nigga. That's my man. So I see this shit, and I call him and just hand her the phone. She like, hello? I'm like, yeah, talk to him. I'm like, that's the guy you like. And she's like, what are you talking about? That's the guy you like on Instagram. You know, he putting the hard eyes all under the picture and all that. Yeah, that's him. Talk to him. You want to be out of pocket? Go ahead. Right? That's how you got to do it. Pimping. That's how you got to do it. Right here. You want to choose? Choose. Do it the right way. I'll give you the phone. I'll help you get to him. You like him so much? Oh, no, come on now, you tripping. Jones, it wasn't even that serious. It was just Instagram. I don't want to be with him. I want to be with you. That's why I'm here. All this bullshit, right? What did she wind up doing? Of course, a few months later, when she winds up leaving me, where does she go? To him, right? What winds up happening? Once she gets there, now I never down talk my nigga or nothing, but I definitely said to her, bro, you don't know what the fuck is going on. Everything that glitters is gold to you. So I'm like, go ahead, find out. But don't try to come back, right? So, matter of fact, that's not even what happened because I didn't know that she was going to fuck with dude. I just fired her. And then later on, she wound up messing with him, right? But when she's calling me back, I'm saying this. I'm like, bro, you went there. What you calling me for? So she calls me drunk with a car full of girls. I guess these is his girls in his game, right? So she calls me drunk. Girls and like, hey Jones, what's up Jones? We heard about you. I'm like, what's up? Who this? She's like, oh my God, you were right. Can I come back home? Like she's laughing. Can I come back home? I'm like, what are you talking about? What's going on? Look, it's this animal shit everywhere. I'm scared of these damn animals. I do not want to be here. Like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. Like, why did I leave you? I'm just like, bro, I don't know why you calling me, baby, but you know what I'm saying? No, I'm serious, Jones. I'm serious, Jones. They laughing all kind of. So that's the closest I've been to knocked. Somebody going to a girl going to a dude after I wasn't dealing with him no more, or me seeing the signs that this bitch gonna leave, and then I'll fire her, and then she'll go deal with a dude. So it's not, you know, it's not the same as a dude just peeling you and calling you. Like I never been served. I know, and if y'all don't know what serve means, it's like if you knock somebody, what you're supposed to do, but this is what I mean about class and just levels of game. What you're supposed to do, the real pimping way, is if you take a man's girl, you're supposed to call that man. Why are you supposed to call that man? You're supposed to call that man because one, it's showing a certain level of respect. It's showing that, listen, I respect you. Even though I'm taking your girl, I want you to know about it. I don't want you to be thinking that she's out there hurt, she's in jail, you know what I'm saying, that something's wrong. I don't want you sitting around stressed out about what basically you have no reason to stress over no more, right? Two, is to find out. Because when the real ones are supposed to do is keep it real with each other. What you're supposed to say, shout out to my nigga Silky. Shout out to my nigga Silky Slim. That's how I know Silky Slim. What they're supposed to do is say, hey, look, man, the bitch is like this. She does this, she's this and this and this. She's got a case over here for this. I mean, her clothes is over here. If you want, I'll give you the clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the point of it. The point is to keep some level of order and respect, you know what I'm saying? And also so that this woman knows that she's safe now. She doesn't have to worry about this man lurking around looking for her, because she knows that her new folks and her new situation has dealt with it and made sure that she's straight. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. He said, I know about being served. Never been knocked is crazy. No, bro. Wallahi. Not that I know of, bro. You know what I'm saying? Chicks done ran off. Maybe they went with somebody, but not that I know of. You know what I'm saying? Said, so why do you think most females go out bad? I would say for the most part is that they've never seen what good looks like in the first place. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to know what a good situation is if you never had one. If you come from a broken home, if you come from, an environment where it's not nurturing, you know what I'm saying? How would you know something that's really good? So a lot of people in the lifestyle and all that, they have a very sabotaging type of personality. And the average 304, what she's gonna do is she's gonna try and test you until she thinks you run out of pimping. She's gonna keep doing things to irk you or to force you to pimp on her. That's why the saying is a white girl gonna let you pimp and a black bitch gonna make you pimp. That's why that saying is, because what they do is they keep testing you, because it's a woman's nature to test you. One, even Farrakhan said that. It's a woman's nature to see what she got, to try and see how she can move you or how she can whatever. It's inherent. She might not even realize she's doing it, right? But if she's doing that constantly, then what she's doing is she's trying to sabotage it. And that's what happens a lot of times. When you don't believe something is real, you damn near want to prove it's not. So they be wanting to sabotage it just because they don't believe a man could really love them most of the time. They don't believe a man could really be down for them and do the right thing by them. So they'll leave before they have a chance to even see. You know what I'm saying? That's how that is. He said, real talk. What's up, John? What's up, brother? Now, y'all can ask me a couple more questions. I'm about to get out of here, though. I've been here for a while with y'all, man. And we done chopped some good game. He said, do you know a female from the Bronx named Miss Fire? Miss Paya? Yeah, I know that bitch. What, she running her mouth about me? That bitch running her mouth about me? She with some nigga, and she was acting like she wanted to talk to me and all of this shit, and I probably went bad on her, and now she running around saying my name? That's what's crazy. A lot of these chicks really be like that FAG word. And they will pay whoever and act like you ain't official, when the whole time they be paying niggas that ain't even half of you, bro. And really be too weak to fuck with something that's a boss Mack. They be needing regular tennis shoe pimps. Who do I battle next? Big T. And you know what? Another thing about battle rap that is like, why I'm over it. all they doing is dry snitching. That's all they doing every battle with me. It's saying that I'm doing this. You out there selling women's bodies. You out there this and this and this. You out there, like, bro, y'all don't even know me or what I'm doing or nothing. My game ain't got nothing to do with what y'all think it is. I been working a club. I been working established bits and all type of stuff. Got legitimate income going on. I ain't got no, like, I'm not on the same level as these people. He said, boom. Yeah, you don't listen. Come on, man. Yeah, I know. I ain't hiding from no game neither. So if any bitch tell you something about me and I this and this and that, shit is probably true. He said she used to rob niggas. Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. I'm not fucking with them type of bitches. Because 9 times out of 10, if you out here robbing niggas, then that means you don't value game. Which I'm not mad if you got away with it and you got some Rolexes and some Audemars and stuff. If that's what you mean, then hey. But, you know, the other way, I don't even deal with niggas. I'm dealing with corporate stuff, bro. It's corporate over here. I ain't fucking with no niggery stuff, bro. Like, people don't understand. But yeah, she got at me fronting like she wanted to have some, you know, like she wanted to see what's up. And then when she found out I'm a real one, now all of a sudden it's all this other stuff. Because what they be trying to do is play with you. They trying to find a boyfriendy guy that they could play with. Because they don't want to do nothing real. They don't want to have no structure. Most of these people are undisciplined people, bro. Undisciplined people that never listen to nobody. They ran away from home. They didn't listen to their parents. Why would they want to listen to you? You know what I'm saying? So that's what happens a lot of times. Yeah, Big T from Chicago. Oh, you talking about Miss Fire? Yeah, nigga, that's my peoples. Miss Fire is my peoples. I'm not talking about her. If you talk about that, that's my peoples. You know what I'm saying? We go back like 4 flats on a Cadillac. You see, it be multiple women with it. Be a lot of different people, man. A lot of different shit. Good afternoon, Jones. Been a while, bro. Hope you're good. Oh, I'm too blessed to be stressed, bro. I'm just chopping with y'all. He said, good story today. I'm glad y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all found some game. All right, I'm about to get on about my day. Okay, what today's topic, if you missed it, was, go back and watch it. A player, a pimp, and a Mack. What's the difference and why? All right, and for some of y'all out here, if you out here, you know, and you can't find your way and you're dealing with women and you realize that, you know, this is not for me, the normal dating pool and all that, then maybe you need to soak up some game. Because that's what I did. I didn't just go with my own opinions about everything. I learned what works. I was blessed to have OGs like, shout out to Pimp and Ken. Shout out to Pockets. Shout out to shit. Man, all the OGs, Gangsta Brown, all the OGs that gave me love and gave me game and helped me to be as sharp as I am now. Y'all don't know my relationships like that because I don't put them on blast. But I've been sitting in the Benz with Pimp and Ken in Miami when he chopping it up and giving me game about this and this and this and that. And we both out there. Come on, man. Real spill. But I am a law-abiding citizen now, just so you understand. The adventures and stories I'm telling you have been from 10, 12, 13, 15, 20 years ago, okay? So anybody that tries to put 2 and 2 together and act as if they have some, you know, no. This is now a boss Mack / businessman and entrepreneur that's just sharing experiences, game, and life jewels for those that could use. Hello? But I'm outro, you know, still down and around in 1,000 towns, the cornerstone entrepreneur and more. J1, that's the only great one left in the flesh. You know what I'm saying?